Hello, hello.
Hello,
Welcome,
everyone.
one and all. Welcome to my stream. I stole the intro from Bo, and he can't take it back. I'm here with Marshall M. Beaumont Bussy. And see that?
What
the Bo Bussy is back.
I
Yeah.
hate all of you.
Marshall Bussymon.
I'll say, Chonk, how you doing?
You can do your intro now.
All right, what's the point now? You just stole it.
Oh,
Are you butthurt now? You're butthurt now.
Of course I'm butthurt. I'm butthurt all the time.
Would that make you a bottom? Oh God, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
I hate you.
Yes, it would. I mean, you know, where do you think the butthurt comes from? He's not complaining about his knees. For a lapsed Catholic, his kneeling game is shitty.
I hope the Inquisition finds you. I really do.
The Inquisition. Oh God. Oh God! It totally reset my blade guard too. I was maxed out. Now I'm 12.
I am so sorry.
Minors do not interact.
Totally my fault. All I had to do was not do something, but I did it.
Well, I mean, okay, to be entirely fair, it is partially my fault as well. I did give you that like early version of the mod.
I could have just waited and cleaned up the file and then loaded the new mod but I had to completely delete the file in Steam, which is where I think I screwed myself over.
Probably,
and
yeah.
Completely reload it, and that was all on me.
Yeah, I was not informed of any of this when I was doing this sort of thing, so like that's probably why it got pulled back, because like I did basically uninstall the game. I reinstalled it, but like I didn't know I had to go into Steam and specifically remove the files.
Well, I was having trouble because I guess that one mod was kind of intrusive, and because it wouldn't do anything. It kept yelling at me about, you know, local files corrupted and all this other crap.
How do you balance the urge of buying directly what you want directly from GW and paying more, or gambling on secondhand and saving money? Very simple. If you get it secondhand, you're going to spend about half. You know, starting at half to like 2/3, but still less. Also, only buy directly from GW unless you absolutely have to. Unironically, even Amazon is better. Like you'll like for brand new stuff, you'll spend a little less off basically anywhere but the GW web store. Hey Matt, how you doing? Ooh.
Why me? I buy all the books that I had. I almost finished that sentence. I'm sorry.
All right, how goes your run to get a chaplain all the way up?
Oh, I'm done. Sorry.
Oh yeah. I think you might be invisible.
Oh, I may be imbibbable.
Imbibable. You're imbibable.
3 people I work with also play gaming on Steam, so if I decide to sneak a game session in the middle of the day, I really don't like to advertise.
You know what? I feel that. Especially since why is my what is
Especially since what now?
Wish Marshall Beaumont a happy affiliate anniversary.
Oh yeah, today's my affiliate anniversary. I'm doing nothing special for it. It's just I listen. I don't think I'm popular enough to justify something like a subathon or a donathon.
But
I mean, you're bottoming enough to do a subathon.
Shut the fuck up. Also, hey, you're a Black Templar today. Nice.
Yeah, I'm a Black Templar.
What's it gonna be black?
Man, look, it was Sigismund's colors, okay?
I'm absolutely a Black Templar.
Wait, there's something up.
Give me something up. He's a Black Templar.
Hold on. Okay.
Oh, Chunka, how is that game? I bought it and I haven't played it yet.
Which game? Oh, Lego Star Wars. Yeah.
Star Wars, the complete saga.
Okay, you've got I don't see how. Wait, okay, honey, if you're putting on some kind of joke, I don't quite get it. You literally got the Black Templar colors.
Okay, but since when do Black Templars have a scarlet faceplate?
Actually, if they're veterans,
Okay.
if they're veterans, then yeah, they tend to wear red. That's why, like, say my Blade Guard outfit is red instead of white on it.
Yeah, I'm totally a veteran.
What?
Totally.
What do you, honey? If you, I don't. With the meme you're putting on
Okay,
here.
do I need to swap some other thing to be a Scarlet Blood Raven's color? Yo.
The red trimmed, I mean, yeah.
Then again, he's more Blood Ravens than I am right now.
How?
That's true.
It's all the red on you.
I'm
You're
literally. These are the veteran colors of the Black Templars. This is what a Blade Guard would wear.
Hey, you got a bit of red on your shirt.
No shit. Okay, you know what? We're doing the new one, Exfiltration.
I mean,
Brother,
I thought.
look at me, brother.
Listen, listen. You're stealing the Mark III Iron Armor representation from the Iron Warriors. It's based.
Somebody asked what my favorite chapter. I was playing Dark Tide with some randos, and everybody was actually on microphone and civil. This is, well, what do you play 40K? I said, I'm more of a lore nerd than play. I do play the game. What's your favorite chapter? I said, Sons of Autism. It was like dead silence. He goes, oh, Imperial Fists! Like,
Hey, Pig Fat Flamingo! Thanks for the happy. Thank you for everyone for the happy affiliate anniversaries.
Yeah, happy affiliate day, honey.
Man,
You're gonna have to play fucking Fire Warrior again.
No,
Time.
no, I patently refuse.
You're gonna
one
have
of
to
these
play
days,
it.
I'm going to ambush him, and he's going to have to play Dustborn.
Wait. What do you mean by ambush me? What do you mean? That's a scary thought.
If I told you, you wouldn't fucking know it.
Right.
Look, he's engaging his inner drop bear.
EA, thank you as well. Ich bin ein German. That's all the German I know. I'm sorry.
Oh god, that was. God, I'm sorry.
I don't even know.
I only know GI German, and that was terrible.
I don't even know what the fuck I just said.
They're just. They're not reverse autists. They're just autists in a whole different way.
Joining server.
The Iron Hands are the Iron Hands would be the tech bros of the Space Marines. They're the ones pushing, like, crypto and shit on you.
The crypto bros. Really, man? You could, like, set your suit computer, your armor computer could be like crypto.
God, their battle barge is like super hot on the inside because just massive collections of graphics cards grinding crypto.
Dude, we got 5090s everywhere. I'm still joining server, so.
Yeah, same.
I'm in the thing now.
Yeah, I'm watching the stream, and yeah.
Conditions are suboptimal to mission deployment and evacuation.
Don't go too far, Bo.
You're both here. Oh no,
You
you're
say so.
you're just Eliminator and Apothecary. Okay, I'll wait.
Ash, she put us to the back of the bus. We gotta wait for it to unload. It's like a really crappy. It's like a Legion Air here in the States.
Come on, game. Don't give us too much fuss.
I have a feeling we're gonna get booted.
Wait, hold on. We all got the right version of the mod installed, right?
The one you gave us, yeah.
Yeah, the one you gave me.
Huh.
Up to and including that kit bash file you keep giving me.
Yep.
Fresh cartridge.
Yeah, I don't. Are you still loading?
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
just as joining server. Yeah.
Weird. I swear to God, if we have to not play this because the servers are borked, I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
I mean, that's always Dark Tide. I'm always
Yeah,
down
we can
for
always go
Dark Tide.
Dork Tide, yeah.
That is true. I'll have to change the. I'll keep the name of the stream though because it's fucking funny. For those who don't know, they're sinking cities with a giant worm is a line from what's that series? Gears of War.
Dune?
Gears of War.
Ah, okay.
So one of the more meme-worthy lines from that series. You could play Fire Warrior. No, I refuse. In fact, the thought I may have to play Dustborn one day is going to, that keeps me up at night. All right.
Hellborn. It's just the how's it called? Not the Astartes 2, but it's
Astartes Overhaul.
Yeah, thank you. Astartes Overhaul.
I wonder if it's specifically this map. Like, if we had done any other map.
You want me to back out?
I mean,
have to.
Yeah,
my bar hasn't moved at all on joining.
Yeah, same.
Okay. I'm moving back to the battle barge. Yeah. Hellborn. That is a Inferno pistol, which is it's a melt pistol basically.
We may have to quit the game, Ash.
Yeah.
I think we're stuck in a loop here.
I am so sorry, guys.
What was the
Oh, you didn't do it.
Okay, we'll try a different mission for the next
one. Okay, I'm gonna have to task manager this.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, technically, this is still in test mode mod, so
yeah. Okay, I'm loading game logic, so okay, I'm back in.
Well, the Inferno pistol isn't data mined; it's now official in the game.
Yeah. It's official in the game. It's just that with the mod, you can use it on more classes. Like fucking the Bulwark normally can't use it, but with the mod you can.
Honey, try hitting us with the friend code as well, because that usually I don't know what it is about their stupid joint and lobby system.
Well, I
or
mean, that shouldn't even be an issue. You were in the group, you were already in the group. Hold on, let me. Okay, invited you.
Lord question that I wanted to ask Bo.
Oh, what's up?
Okay, so. Okay.
I have no idea why that happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Content.
What happened?
He played the pipes falling off the rack.
Oh, I'm so.
I forget what my fucking Steam browser thing is. Let me just. There we go. No, come back. There you are. Play.
I can't hear it because I've got it muted for safety reasons.
Yeah. Yes,
Hey.
I know. Local files have been detected. Christ.
So, Vulcan was lost on Armageddon, wasn't he?
Vulcan?
Yes.
Well, right. Right, yeah. Oh, right, yeah. He died fighting the Beast of Eleanor on. Well,
he's a perpetual, isn't he?
Yeah, he can come back. He just hasn't.
So what if this return to Armageddon is a chance to reintroduce Vulcan?
Oh fuck! I never thought of that.
That would be nice. Vulcan stopped being fucking sad and let himself be reborn.
I think it would be cool. I like the salamanders. I like them a lot. So to me, that would be cool as shit.
You know what? Well, I mean, we're here because you bring up a good point because they're going to be doing those 2.0 fucking rule books for the I think I have to back out of the game entirely too. God damn it!
Oh my god!
I'm so sorry.
This is gonna be like that time that we had to do this, and I had to restart my computer and all that shit
every fucking time.
Again.
Yeah, but anyway,
yeah,
because they're gonna be doing individual codexes now for the first founding chapters, and the first one they're releasing right after Black Templars, which is in the middle of all this bullshit with Armageddon, is Salamanders.
So, come on, only 2 Salamander fans? There's at least 3.
Personally, I like them because, like, as much as their love of humanity can be its own like weakness at times, I feel like that kind of energy is thoroughly lacking, like in its innocence in Warhammer. But it's still like it's got that like that grease stain on it to show that it's a bit gritty versus say like the Tau who are like, oh, we're all about the greater good. It's totally not canon that we're basically the Third Reich.
Yeah, listen, you ever see that meme that shows it's like it's like the different fucking factions in 40K and like their worship being equated to things, you know,
Yeah.
like Gork and Mork are 2 dudes in a wrestling match. Like I made a variant of that adds the Tau Empire, but it's literally just a fucking Nazi rally. Yeah, and I posted that on Grimdank once. They were very upset with me. Okay, local files detected. I know.
I'll wait
Still
for you
remember how-
to send a fresh invite. I'm in game now, so.
Yeah.
I still remember how somebody like referred to like, the Tau being like awful as grim derp retcon, and I still just a lot of people do not know what a plot hole or a retcon is. A plot hole and a retcon are often attributed to lore that is being expanded upon and being further developed. Like, they introduced the Tau, the Tau seemed squeaky clean, but then they're like, yeah, actually, that's just a veneer on the surface. In actual fact, they have all the same issues as everybody else. And then some. But then, like, people are like, oh no, it's not true, it's only video game lore. It's like, are you saying that because you just can't take that your squeaky clean good guy faction is actually, shockingly not a squeaky clean good guy faction in the setting that involves, like, creating vat-grown homunculuses so you can have weird, creepy, floating baby messengers?
Well, that's the thing. It's always there are no good guys in 40K. Is always pushed the hardest by Tau fans. But then if you remind them that includes the Tau, they're like, oh, that's not canon. That's not canon, you see. Because it's not canon, you see. Oh, you're just...
One of my favorite I like to use on that when they said there's no good guys, I'm like, but each faction is the good guy to its own faction. That isn't how it works. And I said, okay, I'm going to give you a historical example. The bombing of Dresden.
Oh God, do never bring that up with those types. They lose their shit.
But from a certain point of view, the bombing of Dresden was absolutely justified.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. No, they never want to. Okay, now, see, you're both in.
I'm in. I am actually able to move.
And we're actually already in a group, so all right.
Okay, so we're gonna select a normal, not the new mission. We're gonna just Inferno, like just Inferno.
Our usual.
The usual one to start, Okay, game, don't fuck us. I'm trying to entertain people here. Don't.
Or if not Dresden, the bombing of Hiroshima.
Well, see, I was gonna bring up Tokyo.
Yeah. Firebombing Tokyo.
I think Tokyo was a slightly better example than Hiroshima and Nagasaki because more people died in that one attack than both atomic bombs combined.
Right, but I mean, they literally chose Hiroshima and Nagasaki because they had very little damage.
Yep.
Imagine the cold-blooded attitude you have to take to say, fuck them, hit that city that hasn't been hit because I want to see this shit work.
Well, also the fact that Hiroshima and Nagasaki were also industrial centers,
right,
which were considered, valid war targets.
But they literally wanted good pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cold-blooded even for me, man.
Someone, I think Westhammer, made a Vulcan meets the Salamander successors video. It was funny. Well, I don't want to watch Westhammer videos. I really don't like that guy.
Take your word on it.
But yeah, Salamander's getting their Primarch back would be neat. I legitimately think if it's going to be another Primarch coming back soon for the Loyalists, it's gonna be Vulcan or Dorn.
Can you just picture Dorn, Gulliman, and the Lion all sitting in a room together, going
It's literally just that meme of dude who's 1% more autistic and they hate each other.
Well, I was also going to say, Rogel Dorn, have you seen the Black Templars? And he just gives that giant thumbs up.
He'd probably
Okay.
Oh, are
I'm
you
still in the joining
server.
Oh no.
It is. Yeah, group play is borked apparently.
I am because I'm in now. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, there I am. Is that me standing behind you, or is that?
No, that's
just okay. Because I've got it set real low so it doesn't tax my internet too much. Yeah, I can see now. That's just a.
Game. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, you said this is a beta of a mod. You know, that's pretty.
I don't know why it's not working though. It should be working. Just hold on. One moment. I'm gonna back out of the. Okay, I'm backing it entirely out of the game. I'm gonna check something on Steam. Okay.
Yeah. Then Vulcan walks into the room and went, "Wait a minute, what's going on here?" They all just look at him going, "Monica."
Wait, why Monica? I don't get it.
Why black guys call each other Monica?
I
just say Monica real slow in your head.
Oh my god! Oh my god! No, I refuse. You okay. I'm gonna try something here. Actually, you know what? Hold on.
Where's Hipster when we need him?
Yeah, I never announced on the fucking Discord that I went live. God damn it. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna.
Oh wait, I'm getting loading resources. No, I'm getting loading. Maybe it's just Bo.
Listen. Okay. Unironically, I think it might be. Hold on.
Why?
Oh my god, I'm loading into game.
Okay,
game connection problem. You failed to connect to the game. The game is broken. The game sucks. Go away. You cannot play the game.
Yeah, okay, that's literally because I backed out.
Oddly specific error code.
All right, hold up. I am reacquiring the mod right now.
Did I back out and reload the mod or?
No. I want to make sure I installed this right. Okay.
God! I just realized on the Imperial Fist, the Aquila right pauldron, it just says the Aquila's gripping a ribbon, just as Dorn.
Man,
Rogel Dorn.
Hey, it's better than Metal Hands.
Oh, Iron Hands with his iron hands. Who leads the Iron Hands with their iron hands?
I mean, to be fair, Rogel Dorn's name can basically be loose.
It's regal. It's royal. It's basically royal
fist.
Yeah.
Thank you, Imperial Fist.
Yeah, but okay, but Dorn is cool though. All right. Okay.
Yeah, but think about it. The Emperor's got to name 20 kids. He probably got a little tired by the end. He's like, "Okay, you're just Imperial Fist. Okay, just make it sound cool." He's sitting there with a Malcador. How do you say Imperial Fist really cool? Rogel Dorn. Got it. Nailed that. Write that shit down right there.
Okay. I'm gonna client root mods. Okay.
The question is, if Rogel Dorn comes back, does he have his colossal chain blade? Somebody play it, please.
That's a good question, actually. Okay, I'm going to. One moment. I'm going to.
Heliosphere, you're welcome. I am always a font of yet more racism.
Rogel Dorn's colossal chain blade, 280 for sisterhood, raised from infancy to adore the Leviathan at his disposal, expanding ever outward to onlookers, less a flesh length, but rather some unstoppable agency of the sire of the Imperial Fist made manifest.
That's all it is.
Woman after woman incapacitated or stunned, Dorn's phenomenally resilient organic matter requiring specialized medical and alchemical gear to prevent an ever greater death toll, mounting from each massive blast of his equipment. Dozens of women requiring extensive augmented rebuild per engagement.
I can't
like a really bad
the
porn name.
breathtaking torsion crusher
Well, listen, I'd
beneath the
say
auric
something,
armor.
but right now I can't even
Indeed,
hear myself think
the blood
of
of martyrs
Dorn.
only strengthens the resolve of Dawn, making it harden his
massive
war gear
blasts
to the point
are
of
that impactful
overstraining
to
the
bombs.
armor's exoskeleton.
Okay, okay.
The sisterhood.
Okay, I downloaded. Okay, to make sure I've got the same version of the mod as both of you, just because I'm being extra paranoid about it, I downloaded the version I gave you after uninstalling the old version, and now I'm going to install that. Now I installed that, now I'm coming back in game, and we'll try this again. If this doesn't work, we're switching to Darktide.
Yeah.
Conrad Kerr's Edgelord Supreme. Yeah, that's just what it translates. That is Edgelord Supreme.
Oh no. Conrad Kurz is a reference to fucking Apocalypse Now.
Oh yeah, from Heart of Darkness.
Yeah.
And be careful, if you say that name 3 times, Marzana shows up screaming at you.
Well, no. The funny one though, and this is the one no one actually know. This is the one that people know even less. The name of the assassin who killed Conrad Kurz, Mishen, Martin Sheen.
Well, that makes sense, sure.
Yeah, you know, the guy who was sent to kill Kurtz in fucking Apocalypse Now. You know, the actor.
That's for anybody that hasn't watched that. If you decide to watch that movie, I am not advocating the use of any sort of illicit substances, but you better at least be drunk when you watch that film, because that shit is deep. That is a deep ass film, man.
Lionel Johnson was the name of a gay poet.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, remember, what's the name of the Dark Angels base?
The Rock.
The Rock.
Oh, I know this. I know this. Story.
Supposedly, there was a gay bar just down the street from GW called The Rock.
That part's bullshit. That part's actual bullshit.
Damn, I like teasing Lionel Johnson, the streamer, with that.
Yeah. I mean, I remember him.
I already call him a furry. So.
Man. Last I saw, he was commenting on Nellip's video, agreeing I'm a grifter, who's quit 40K dozens of times apparently.
But we all quit shit all the time. We get frustrated. We get mad.
Isn't there a planet of cat people named after the guy who added the cat people? I mean, okay, you're thinking of the Felinids from the planet Carlos McConnell. Carlos McConnell was the name of the rogue trader that found the planet, who was very full of himself.
And I bet the cat people were full of him.
The females and statistically some of the guys.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm not going to judge, man. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm inviting you both now.
After all, pussy's pussy.
Okay.
Okay.
And hold on. There we go. You should both be invited now.
Okay, it says we join the game.
Now, I just want to make sure all my shit's saved. If it didn't, I will be very upset. As a bi guy, that planet sounds like your retirement. Man, I get it.
Oh, MacGuffin, I'm glad you're here, because I was actually going to give you a hard time about not using the mod, but it's been so damn broke right now, I can't give you any shit.
Honestly, I'm thinking it might actually. I don't really know what's happening, because. But I made sure that the version I installed is the version I gave both of you.
Okay. Wait a minute. Because, see, I wanted to rub MacGuffin's nose in something. Here we go.
Musk play.
No, look. MacGuffin, look. What chapter am I, MacGuffin? What chapter am I?
The blue sapphires.
Crimson Fists.
Look at my hand. Look, see, just it's red. I don't have to have my whole arm red. Just.
Oh yeah, and they also change it so if you got a red hand and you equip a Power Fist, it turns the whole Power Fist red. Yeah. When you also stop being heavy. Class conflict.
Okay, I can.
Oh, did they, MacGuffin? Okay, now I can't bust your balls.
Yeah. No, the hand thing was in the mod, but then they changed it, so now it's actually, an actual thing. In the mod, it just used to turn the fingers of the power fist red.
The Power Glove, Nintendo.
I love the power glove. It's so bad.
One of my troops actually saved his paycheck and bought that stupid thing, and I walked into his room and he's waving his hand around the air, and I just looked at him and said, "What in the fuck is wrong with you?"
Hey, honey, what the fuck was the movie where I love the power glove? It's so bad. The Wizard. Thank you. California.
Lives rent free in my head.
Yeah.
Movie about it was basically a Nintendo shilling film about a kid.
Oh God, yes! Some of my guys watched that. I just stared at it like, retarded. Man.
Oh, man, listen, if we're talking shilling movies, tell me if you heard of this one. See that? Mac and Me.
Unfortunately, yes.
I remember the story of when I first saw Mac and Me. Okay, it was like early 2000s. I was working a job as an ambulance dispatcher. Okay, it was a slow ass night. It was just me and the boss, and he had a fucking. How are you loading in, by the way?
Still stuck.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a dark tide day.
It is.
It's gonna be a dark tide day.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna fight with this after this. Hold on.
I would actually like to do something that isn't
loading into a video game. No, yeah.
This is a great game. Loading, joining server, man. It's, hey, we each paid $100. We're living the dream right now.
I'm actually mad. Hold on. That's that is a fuck.
Yep, you're loading in. We're not. That's weird. Because you can load in by yourself. Because I did.
Yeah, I had to kill that bot. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, no problem.
Now I can't get the thing off.
Remember, there's a reason he's called Batman, not Man-Bat.
But anyway, okay, so
and Batman's a furry.
Okay, I'm backing out. I'm sorry, everyone.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm the one who said, "Hey, let's play Space Marine," and then Space Marine was like, "No, I don't."
It wasn't working.
Well, anyway, okay, I'm not going to be able to change anything about the stream itself until after, or at least on the YouTube side until after I'm done, but I can at least change this. Hold on. Dark Tide. Anyway, story I was saying. So, God damn it.
You're watching me and Ham.
So, okay, so yeah, right. I had a job as an ambulance dispatcher. This is like the early 2000s. You know, I was out of high school by like maybe 2 years, 3 years. I had a job as an ambulance dispatcher, and basically, it's just me and the boss one night, super slow night, nothing bad's happening, no one's fucking like dying or some shit. So he pulls out a fucking laptop and puts a movie on it, and I'm not really paying attention, and I'm looking over, and I'm noticing it's like this E.T. looking ass movie.
Like E.T. that melted.
Yeah, it's like we have E.T. at home, basically. And
yeah,
I'm watching it, and what I can't help but notice is that the thing that's really standing out to me in this movie is the shilling. There is so much shilling. Like, for example, the aliens literally subsist off Coca-Cola and Skittles. But the part that really struck me, the part that like kind of fried my brain as I was watching it, is where now this is not a musical. Okay, this movie is not a musical, so keep that in mind. It's the part where they go to McDonald's and literally the fucking a song and dance number breaks out at McDonald's just for no fucking reason. And I'm just watching this like I just literally say out loud, "What the fuck?" And the boss heard that and he's like, "Man, I don't know either." I think he just put it on because the DVD was there and he was bored. All right, hold up. Let me turn the game capture on.
So no. I'm walking through the barracks because as an NCO you have to walk through, and all of a sudden I hear this. Okay, it's 4:00 in the afternoon. I cut everybody loose early, but my God, did you have to come back and start doing that right away? Tap 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 tap. Open the door. Open the door. It's like, you better not have a girl in there during the duty day or I'm going to kill you.
Oh, fuck. My mods aren't turned on. God damn it.
And he opens the door and he's standing there in front of this little TV with this fucking gray glove on.
Uh-huh. Oh, the power glove. Yeah.
And I had no idea what it was. And I dropped a slur that has to do with a bundle of sticks. What kind of bundle of sticks shit is this? It's the power glove.
Man, listen. Listen, when you listen, were you saying shit like that while in the military? Did it ever strike you that one day you'd be like, playing video games online, being recorded, like literally sandwiched between two gay dudes?
Wait, you guys I'm out of here. Later, bitch.
Listen, I'm not complaining about your choice of language. I use that word so fucking often, and Ash uses it twice as much as me.
The funny thing is it wasn't like an active thing. It was just a word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then again, like I said, later when I got out, I was encountering more people that were gay, and I realized I really didn't give a shit.
Oh, hey, End of Days. Thank you for the subscription. Congrats on 20 months, dude.
And I mean, literally, like I said, when I got out and I worked briefly, and this guy he got promoted, and he wanted to have a party at his favorite bar, and it was a gay bar.
Uh-huh.
And we walk in, and I could almost hear every head turn. Oh, fresh meat. And he goes, "Hey guys, everybody," he's straight, and the heads just pivoted back. I was like, okay, everybody's cool. Everybody's cool.
Hey,
We had a blast.
There's a level,
it was absolutely fucking great.
Hey, speaking of gay people, there's a level 7 Ogren in front of me named the Rod.
On that note, I'm gonna go grab a drink while everybody's getting in.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get y'all into the group. The group. All right. There you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, thank you, End of Days, for the happy affiliate anniversary. Bo could be worse. Could have been the hot rod. Okay, listen. I'm just gonna say the thing I remember the most about the Dungeons and Dragons movie is how everyone was fighting over the main character's rod.
Give me the rod.
Yeah, no, the fucking Blue Lips McGee, the Darth Vader knockoff, being all like, give me the rod.
Why does my mind think that Blue Lips McGee was played by the same actor who played Imhotep from the fucking
The Mummy
movies? Yeah.
Now that you mention it, no, it was not him. Damodar, that was the character, by the way. The Blue Lips guy. It was Damodar. He didn't
okay,
play
I'm in.
He didn't play Damodar, but at the same time, yeah, no, it's like I can see what you mean. Menacing bald dude who like just antagonizes the characters the whole time. I can see why I confuse him for the guy who plays Imhotep.
Played by Bruce Payne.
Not Dick.
Dick Payne. Well, better than butt pain, man.
Nope.
Listen, man, I don't know how to say this, but the hemorrhoids off the chart. But yeah, no, it's like I distinctly remember that the Blue Lips villain guy from the D&D movie was named Damodar. Like, I distinctly remember that just because it's like it's such an odd fucking thing to like, just like you got this absolutely menacing guy, and then you just give him blue lips for no fucking reason.
Well, when he lips off at somebody, you want it to be impactful.
Shut up.
Oh,
that was awful. That was legitimately awful. Like, okay, chainsword. What goon do I want to use?
What,
The one that
goon?
allows you to goon.
Oh, see that your mic is still on in game. I have it muted, but I can see you talking.
Oh, sorry.
I was wondering about that. I was like, why is there an echo to your voice suddenly?
I mean, you don't gotta like apologize or nothing. It's like I'm just saying, I can hear it. You know,
It's when I was talking to the randos. Okay, no problem now.
Yeah. You're muted now. I figure you might want to know just in case you're like belting out completely like off the cuff statements to random people on the internet.
No. I put it to the same button because I don't feel like trying to remember one more button. So if I'm just by myself but I'm playing with randos, all they hear is just the in-game voice.
You know what? I feel that. All right.
This is Space Marine 2, the early days.
Wait,
I'm Tato Ogren, future Space Marine.
To clarify, Space Marine machine broke. We switched to Dark Tide. I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah, unfortunately, the mod is not modding today.
Yeah, it's the game just we can't connect to people, and we don't know what's up. Like
We're just not connecting like we used to.
And the alternative, of course, is that we'd have to be based off of how the mod is made now. We'd probably have to like uninstall, reinstall, delete files, etc. And that's going to take like 20 minutes. And that'll take 20 minutes for me. I don't know what it will fucking take for y'all. Bo's always all like, my download speeds are the shittiest, and I'm like, what is with? You're in Philadelphia. You're like, sorry, you're not in Philadelphia, but like,
no, I'm not.
Still,
I know I'm not in Philadelphia. It's okay.
He's not in Philadelphia.
Filthy-delphia.
He's in cheesesteak land.
Cheesesteak land?
I mean, would you prefer I called it a Philly cheesesteak?
I mean,
is that wrong though?
Okay, but okay.
I mean, it's not wrong, but you don't call it you don't call shit a Philly cheesesteak in like Philly, and I'm sure you don't call it a New York cheesecake in New York or a New York pizza in New York. See, it's just a pizza or a cheesecake.
Okay, see, I was gonna make the hot take that Philly cheesesteaks are kind of mid.
Okay, but with au jus.
Fucking what?
Do you not do beef dips?
Okay, I know what I know what the fuck a beef dip is, but what the fuck is? It was like, why would I have a Philly cheesesteak with orange juice?
I said au jus, you fucking bitch. It's French. It's the word for
Philistine. The fucking Jesus.
It's the word for the fucking the fucking like juice that you drip it in.
Well,
or
okay,
dip it
then.
In, whatever.
Okay, you could have just said that,
I'm sorry, you said orange juice. You deserve the ridicule.
No. You use that fake ass European language, French, which I don't speak. Okay.
Shush bottom. Silence.
What the fuck? Oh, hey, there's the rod again.
It starts getting huffy about that, and then it's like distracted by a rod.
Hey,
okay.
Okay. Listen, why do we got fucking Heisenberg here as a priest?
I know, but I'm pretty uncertain about it.
Because Hamish is busy.
We have to cook Malkador. This fucking the Emperor when he was gonna start making the Primarchs.
Orange juice, go fuck yourself.
Listen. We're Americans. We don't call it a fucking garage. We call it a car hold.
Even my hillbilly ass knows what au jus is.
Yeah, we don't call it by that fucking that gay derogatory French shit. We call it beef dip.
I have never in my 55 years of life called it beef dip.
Okay, but listen. As a homosexual myself, I know what's gay.
And a bottom.
That's pretty fucking. Shut up. That's pretty fucking gay. Like seriously, calling it au jus.
Orange juice.
Au jus.
Orange juice.
I
Okay.
don't know what's going on. That guy wants orange juice with his sandwich.
Yeah, that unironically be me if the fucking server called it that. It's like, I don't want no orange juice with my fucking beefsteak sandwich. Philly cheesesteak, whatever the fuck you call Philadelphia fucking shit city anyway. Nobody wants to go to fucking Philly. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, watch out. Actually decided to bring the flashlight for a change.
I'm a shocky psychic today.
See, in Germany, we also say garage because a carport is something different than a garage. Listen, I call it a car hold, and that's all strictly because I don't want to speak French. I'm the only person who calls it that.
I feel like carport is very British, so like that's very like or like Philadelphian, I guess, being like pseudo-American and all that. You're like, more British holdover than American. You don't have the spirit of independence.
I'm going to kiss you on the mouth.
You're being romantical.
Feeling romantical. Oh god! Oh, Ellie, I'm being white girl.
Hey, white girl summer. We ain't got time for that.
Fucking Marzana wasn't here to absorb the dog. Ah! Okay. Whoop.
Shocking everything, shocking everything.
Sacrifice them, I kill them.
People always feel like, why don't you use the DPS ability, like, for your F key? And I'll be like, because that's lame, driftless, and boring. It's like, oh yeah, sure, I can one-shot stuff, but like, it's so boring. It's so lacking in, flavor. It's not like we get green numbers at the end of this.
Yeah, no, because the green numbers were considered too exclusionary by the developers, so they got rid of them.
I need to get that mod that says what your real level is. I'm curious what Tato's at.
Yes. His level is yes.
Because I probably play on him about 80 to 90% of the time. So.
Same with me and my guardsman.
Cinder, yeah.
I'm not really. I have like 4 alts. They're all at 30. I'm just not much of an alt player.
Well, that's me. I mean, I got my Psyker to 30. Unlike Ash, I just do not gel with the Psyker.
See that you literally just walked right down there without healing yourself.
Shit, I did. Well, I am an ogre. So.
Yeah, you got plenty of beef on there.
I gel with the Psyker because it's basically, Sienna from, Vermintide, which is funny because, like, going back to Vermintide, I'm like, oh, I've forgotten that, like, cleansing my War Peak causes me damage and all that shit.
I mean, to be fair, Darktide is way more about the shooting than Vermintide. Vermintide's way more about melee.
Well, and I played what's his name, Baradin, dwarf.
Yeah.
So basically,
so your people.
Yeah, I mean, I played the same type of character. If again, as we were talking earlier, if it's not an engineer, I play a tank.
Oh yeah, because you were saying earlier. Because fun fact, the PTR test for Space Marine 2. They were able to data mine what the upcoming new class is, like official new class as opposed to the mod. It's Tech Marine.
Yeah, I hope they do a good job with it. And if it's like, oh well, you could lay down turrets or something, I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, I could use some healing so bad.
You and me both.
You've had worse.
And my dumb ass jumped down, like you said.
Where does that even come from? The white girl dog meme?
It's
Okay, let me just put it this way.
Reality.
Reality. Some people began noticing some learned behaviors among the dogs of certain e-thought streamers, and then lots of posts started showing up about saying like that they like to do that,
including a couple that were recording themselves.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's very.
And they don't know why it's against the law.
I mean, when it comes to female sex offenders, they often be all like, "What are you talking about? They were deeply consenting because they were aroused."
Well,
they said wolf. Wolf means wolf.
I mean, also don't forget. Hold on. Hold that. Don't forget. Oh fuck! No, I can't talk about it on stream. Never mind.
It's okay, honey.
No.
What's that? What was that? Speaking of things that we talked about, what's with that little shit weasel that was talking about committing violence and going to a war?
Oh, you mean the dude? You mean the dude who's literally on his fucking profile pic wears fucking kitty ears?
And I'm like, do you really want to start a fight with people that not only were violent professionally but enjoyed it?
Man,
is that really who you want to start with?
Yeah, especially because I just said to him, like, motherfucker, you have an existential crisis every time the DoorDash driver shows up to deliver your lunch. I don't want to hear nothing about you starting a fight with conservatives, okay?
I'm sorry, honey.
Oh, it's
and
okay.
then he starts trying to do this. I wasn't really saying that. Yeah, you were, bro. You literally talked about you're going to start a fight with people that used to fight for a living and liked it.
All right, I'm going downstairs.
So he was going to start a fight with like wrestlers or something?
The guy was basically saying that we need to start unaliving conservatives in order to stop them from voting. And this is the skinny, pasty-looking motherfucker who, like, you know.
My wrists are bigger than his upper arms.
My wrists are bigger than his fucking neck, and on top of that, in his profile pic, he's literally wearing cat ears. Like, bro. Listen, I'm not gonna shame a dude for wearing cat ears, but when you're saying shit like that, I'm absolutely gonna shame you for wearing cat ears, okay?
And then, and then he's like trying to do this. Well, I didn't really say that. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, no, you literally did. You posted the article he wrote where he literally said that verbatim.
And it's like, you're gonna. But again, that's what I said. So I said, who wants to start a war with people that were professionally violent? Oh, do you think that makes you a badass? It makes me good at what I did. Oh, yeah, because I'm sure you really learned how to fight really well in a tank. And I'm like, what makes you think that was the only thing I ever did?
Yeah, besides, they teach you to fight outside of a tank before you ever get in a tank.
Yeah, and plus some other schools that I took and learned, and
yeah.
I was very good at.
Ow.
But it's like, why would you want... Badger and I have talked about this enough.
I just healed.
We don't want a fight like this. Because I forget, who was it that said, somebody said something about there's two different settings. Libtards think that violence is a dial with an infinite number of selections. Conservatives tend to think of violence as off, kill everything.
Yeah, basically.
Because they're already talking about that case in Texas. Well, if he's found guilty, they're going to take to the streets. And I'm like, it ain't going to go like 2020.
Yeah, because like, people are sick of that shit. They're not going to let it happen again.
Plus, this is Texas. I remember, so, like, it's fallen by the wayside in recent years, but, like, after 9/11, there was this period of time where people would practice what was called, like, Draw the Prophet Day. And a few times that's caused, a certain ethnicity to, essentially
react
turn out
as we're used to them reacting. Yes.
Yeah. Well, they tried that in Texas once. It did not go their way.
Somebody healed me. Oh, Prophet healed me. Nice. Yeah. No, I remember how that went. We'll just say the group of people who get very offended when the Prophet Muhammad is drawn. decided to bring guns. They didn't make it. We'll just leave it at that.
Well, it's what's so funny is I said, you guys are the same people that every time things get a little bit difficult, as you said, they have an existential crisis.
Yeah.
You notice you're not seeing all that crap with the Teslas anymore, right?
Oh no, because the people are getting arrested as domestic terrorists for it, which
they're
is.
literally getting no shit federal charges pressed against them, and they're going to federal prison.
Yeah, because
this isn't the summer of love where people got bailouts immediately.
Yeah, hey, guess what? It turns out that it turns out that when you do a terrorism, you do the time for it.
So, and I said, remember what happened when you guys the summer of love, and then 3 guys decided to chase an underage boy.
Yeah.
I won't say much more about that.
Okay.
But y'all calm down really quick is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, listen. One of them got, one of them was a bit heartbroken by it. We'll just say that.
Yeah. The other, his days of playing piano were over.
Yeah.
I think that will always kind of, shall we say, I used to be much more insufferably liberal in my earlier 20s. A lot of people were. One thing I felt I noticed every election was during the Obama years, Obama would win, people would be like, I want a recount. And I would be like, I walked away from this, thinking, man, conservatives really can't take losing. And then the recent years have happened, and I'm like, oh wow, I really didn't know what I was fucking talking about there. Because
no, until you have a comparison, you don't.
Yeah, I've had the comparison. Fucking liberals like to talk a lot of liberals like to talk a big talk about how something is anti-democracy is not pro-democracy, blah 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 blah. Democracy has the implication that you can lose. There is always that possibility that in a democratic vote, your preferred candidate is just not going to win.
But they can't grasp that.
Yeah. It has to be that there's this endemic group in American society that quote unquote must go away, for proper democracy to be had. And it's wow, yeah, okay. That's a really wise choice. Let's have pogroms to get rid of the political group that you don't like. And they always have an excuse for it. It's always justified. Oh, this is a change.
Yeah, they've added this extra activate. Well, that's what this guy, he literally said the only way we're going to reclaim democracy is to eliminate any voter that doesn't agree with us. And I'm like, what in the actual fuck are you talking about, bro?
Listen, people like this they want for purpose in life. Is what it boils down to. They're small.
But this is not a good purpose.
Oh, I know, but you see,
this is a dangerous purpose.
Yeah, they're small-souled, empty people who they've no purpose in life. They have nothing that and they latch onto these internet badass tier fucking. Oh, we need to do something about the conservatives for want of a purpose. They have no concrete beliefs that aren't hidden behind layers of postmodern irony. They have no God. They have no faith. So they just fill the void with shit like this.
Well, they do have a God. It's called the state.
I mean, yeah,
but it's their state. I'm sure it's apocryphal, but there's a story about supposedly when Bill Clinton won the first time. Code. And it was at his inauguration for his first term. And they had a flyover of Air Force aircraft. And one of the young staffers looked up and says, "Oh my God, what is the military doing here?" And one of her friends said, "Yeah, but now there are military." Yeah.
It's like I like with a lot of lefties, you know, they kind of quit religion because quote unquote Christianity bad, but then they were raised religious, raised to believe in the idea of a higher power, and in the absence of that, they don't really come to terms with the idea that there might not be one. They just fill it in with something else. That's where you get cults of personality.
Well, there's a hole. I believe there is a hole in every person's psyche. I won't say soul. That is a higher power hole, and you have to be very careful because anything will fit in that hole if you believe in it enough. You know, I have went through my own personal crisis, but then when I thought about it, I was like, but how? But it doesn't. And I'm not saying religion answers every question, but it answers every question it's designed to answer. And I have just as much problem with people that try to answer every question with religion.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that. You can't answer every question with religion. I mean,
science is science, religion is religion.
Well, I just think the funny thing. Well, I think the funny thing there is that religion created science, the scientific pursuits, and to understand God's creation, and then a lot of people now now think it's like, oh no, science and religion are diametrically opposed. It's like,
no, they used to be. I mean, even we were talking last time, I think, about Dan Brown. I mean, if you remember, the guy who creates the antimatter in his one book.
Yeah, he did it because he was like, seeking God's domain.
And I mean there probably are some crossovers.
I mean, it's kind of the thing is that there is even like what I've heard referred to as the God in the gaps fallacy, which is, somebody who is not looking for God in the pursuit of understanding the universe around them. They're looking for that nebulous point where science can't explain things, and then they proceed to be like, God is there. It's like, okay, but I don't know. I'm not religious, but the way I see it is somebody who would create the universe would ultimately be a part of it in a fashion. So everything that exists works as some sort of it doesn't need a miraculous explanation for its working. There doesn't need to be something behind it pushing things to move. That things move is, the implicit miracle, is it not?
Well, it's like what I've always said, what I've always said is that God is in the small things. He's not going to pick a mountain up and put it somewhere else. He's going to nudge, God is in nudging things in the right direction. So things need to be where they are when they happen. You know what I mean?
I remember seeing a snippet from this show that ran for ages, that for a couple seasons, I think. Never watched any of it really to any real extent, but it was a snippet. The show was called Joan of Arcadia.
I remember seeing it. I never watched it, but yeah.
Yeah, basically, general gist: a girl's brother is in a horrible accident, and she more or less has a coming to Jesus moment where she's like, I will commit myself to you if you save my brother. And her brother survives. He's wheelchair bound, but he survives. And she's adjusting to that. And then God, in quotes, because, it's is it true, is it not? Starts showing up in her life. And it's yeah, so you made this prayer? At one point she's like, okay, prove to me that you're God, do something miraculous. And he's points at a tree, and she's like, that's just a tree. And he's like,
can you make one?
Yeah, exactly.
It's if you look at something, if you really sit and analyze something, and again, like you said, the most common thing, let's assume any of our births, for whatever may be wrong or not wrong with you, that's a pretty amazing process. From a cell and a not even cell, you get a human being. Or if you're dogs, you get dogs or cats or whatever. It's a hell of an interesting process. And sometimes you just got to look at it and go, okay, but did it just randomly come together like that? Because that's a hell of a lot of random.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these people that says, oh, no, people didn't evolve. Of course they evolved. There's way too much evidence proving it.
I mean, shit. Even it's the official stance of, say, the Catholic Church that evolution is real.
But when you look at something, but then when you analyze down to its lowest level, the process of how a creature is created, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like, I mean, and also never forget this one. Never forget this one. This one, you will always make a insufferable, pro science atheist mad with this. Never tell them the origins of the Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Well, they'll argue it to the very death. Yeah.
I think part of the reason why there's like such a divide these days, it's not entirely because like, people are secular. There is unfortunately a problem, mostly no offense, in the US with like Protestant faiths being kind of anti-science unto themselves. Part of this, I think, comes down to the simple, honest fact that over time, being a scientist became its own field all its own. Like previously, like way back once upon a time, being an inventor, being a painter, being a sculptor, were things.
One moment. Adam Fire, thank you for the happy affiliate anniversary and message. And also, hey, Gachi, how you doing?
But yeah,
continue.
Sorry you couldn't get your massive gains today, Gachi.
But yeah, back in the day, being the idea of, I think the term is a polymath, was just like a thing certain like genius individuals were. But nowadays, like everything's like got a lot of build up around it. Each individual like, study of science is its own like hyperfixation, such that you can't really be totally like multifaceted to be one. You kind of have to be like,
Bo?
if
What?
Are you turned on?
No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. Put a fucking shirt on, Christ.
I fucking wore this just for you, you bitch.
Cover them up, slut.
But yeah, it's like,
I'd fuck me.
Hold on.
there's also the fact that like a lot of Protestant faiths came to like, being after leaving a place that had already gotten rid of its monasteries. Part of like, England's history was that like after it switched to the Anglican faith was that it got rid of all of its monasteries. They just did not exist. So like being like somebody who's a man of faith but also being a scientist started having like a major divide probably around the era of the Enlightenment thereabout.
Oh fuck!
Well, it's funny when you talk about a polymath is John Kennedy one time hosted a national science gathering at the White House.
Mm-hmm.
And he had all these high-level scientists all sitting around a table. And he was talking about people that used to understand multiple different areas, the polymath.
Yeah.
And he made the statement, he looks and he goes, this is the greatest amount of scientific knowledge in multiple categories that have ever sat at this table since Thomas Jefferson dined alone. Because if you read about Jefferson, there wasn't anything he didn't stick his nose into and figure out. It's like he got bored one day and just taught himself some shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, bro was like, hey, that lightning shit kills people. I wonder how that works,
Oh, that was Franklin, but...
Oh, that was sorry. I fucked up.
But I'm sure Jefferson was like, so, Ben, let's talk about that,
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that lightning shit you got hit with on purpose.
Yeah, Jefferson dabbled in a lot of things, including that Mandingo.
Don't get me on my Sally Hemings rant. I'll probably piss people off.
Well, okay. I feel like I'm about to be punked. What's a Mandingo?
Okay, it refers to a blaxploitation film about like how hot like black men were or something like that.
Oh okay.
Yeah. It's the reason why I say that boobs is into Mandingo.
Man, you see? We got dogs.
Yeah, it was a really low-end film, and basically it was all about this supposedly like really hot, handsome black guy, and it was back in I think the slave days.
Oh,
and like every white woman in the film wanted Mandingo.
I think the time I learned that term, I didn't totally have an understanding of it. There was like this furry webcomic called Better Days. it wasn't bad, but like it was also kind of like it went places. When I say it went places, the main characters are fraternal twins, and
I see where this is going.
After the main character, like one of the main character was like the brother. His name was Fisk, but his sister often got arcs. She gets cheated on by a dude, then she gets vengeance on him, and then she fucks her brother. She only does that once, but it's like, okay, that was certainly a turn. But anyways, she would later on get with, like, this bunny dude. The bunny people were implicitly Jewish for some reason. Like, she gets with the bunny dude after being introduced to him as, like, the fiancé of her, like, sorority sister. The sorority sister is a massive hoe. And was like, well, now that you've, like, broken up with a dude, or are looking to get into dating, why don't you try out these various guys I have on tap, and lists this, like, one hyena dude, who were implicitly black. And, she's like, he's good if you like that Mandingo stuff. And she's like, what?
Man, listen, I know how she feels with that, with hearing that word for the first time. But you know what you're reminding me of now, hun? And this is absolutely not a funny comic at all. Mouse.
Oh, I just got my combined set of that.
Yeah.
Both volumes in one book.
It is the Holocaust. It is the Holocaust, but
basically the Jews are mice, the cats are the Nazis, and
the Americans are dogs.
Americans are dogs. The Brits are something like. And it retells. Basically, it was a cartoonist who was trying to tell his father's story of
surviving the Holocaust.
Surviving the Holocaust through a comic series, and it's actually, I think, very well done.
It is.
It's not too heavy-handed.
It is absolutely like an excellent comic, but it is
grim as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, like for example, like the dad survives all that bullshit, and then, what is it? I think it's like one of the things that really stands out for me as a memory, they're let out of the concentration camp, and they, the dad is like smart because he knows don't stuff your face with food no matter how much you want to, and then a bunch of people do that and they die because their stomachs explode because they're not used to eating.
Right, and that. My grandfather was part of the 101st Airborne that relieved one of those camps. And that unfortunately happened because the soldiers felt so sorry that they just said, here, eat all you want.
And then, Yeah,
and that's, that was, he took a lot of what happened in stride, but that was a little more than he could take.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Well, that and he spoke Polish and German. So they were telling him firsthand. And I said, what'd you do? He says, well, let's just make sure. He says, let's just put it this way. The lieutenant had us unload all our weapons. Probably a good call. Probably a very good call.
Man, honestly, when it comes to like that moment of World War II in particular, like the scene from something that stands out to me is the scene in Band of Brothers where they come across the camp.
That was Easy Company. My grandfather was Dog Company. Same battalion. That was his unit.
Dogs? Are they all head paddable?
Because what I remember is the one, what is it? They find they find the camp. The soldiers start raiding the town nearby for food for these people because they're all fucking starving to death, right?
Right.
And the one German, I think he was like a baker. Basically says, that says, this is wrong, you can't do this. And the one guy damn near shoots him.
Well, okay, so you remember Lieutenant Spears?
Yeah.
That was my grandfather's CO.
Oh, yeah, you've told me.
That was his commanding officer, yeah. He loved it. He says the only officer worth the shit in the whole battalion. You have the guy that's had some interesting rumors. I mean, not the grandpa gave a shit, but...
It reminds me of how periodically on the internet also people being like, they don't talk about it, but Americans engaged in a lot of war crimes during World War II. It's like everybody was doing war crimes. It just so happens that one group, one faction or conglomerate of factions was doing more war crimes than anybody else.
And if you win, you get to decide what a war crime is.
Hey, yeah, listen. It's like the fat electrician says, it ain't a war crime the first time.
No, plus if you win, it's not a war crime if you win.
On the screen.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and they did stupidly ban mouse for a while in the United States in some schools because it had a sketch of naked mice.
Oh no!
Well, that's the thing.
All mice are naked.
Actually, I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a super duper hot take here. I'm really sick of people using the "it's banned in schools" as to say they're banning books in America. It's like, yeah, more than likely it's something like violent and sexual, and it's banned in a school where it shouldn't be because, you know, underage kids who shouldn't be.
As much as I hate to go down this road, whenever you bring up a certain group did book burning, what were the books?
Yeah. We can't.
Yeah.
We unfortunately can't.
Can't really go into that, but you know, if you ask what the books are, you get a really interesting response from people.
Yeah. Well, let's just say Weimar Germany was kind of wild.
I actually bought the book concerning that. The author wrote it. She thought she was writing a defense of it. And it's like, do you realize you literally wrote the condemnation of the whole thing? Of Weimar Germany? You literally is giving us the reasons why everything went to shit.
Yeah, because, like, look, don't get me wrong. Nazis are awful fucking people. The Weimar Germany wasn't much better.
Well, no, it was horrible.
Yeah, like, there's a reason it all fell apart. It's like...
And that's what she was literally saying. It was a freedom for Germans. And I'm like, they didn't want it. Okay? Which was pretty obvious.
Yeah, like, the Weimar Germany was fucking awful. It was like it was the reason the Nazis got power is because it was so awful.
Yeah.
The people wanted out, you know? They wanted anything but that. Oh, hey,
it reminds me of so, like, kind of relevant in the Dragon Age setting. You know, one of, like, the more salient points that, you know, like, the Kunari, specifically Sten, makes.
There's a whole pack. Look out. One got me. They're after you guys.
So, like, okay, so, like, one of the more salient points Sten makes, he's, like, a Kunari member in Origin, he basically points out that under the Kun, people don't have, quote unquote, freedoms outside of the choice to serve and the choice not to. But he proceeds to be like, is it really any different for, like, a farmer in, like, in Thetis? That farmer can, be told, oh, isn't it great that you have the freedom to learn how to read or how to, like, vote in an election? Okay, I'm a subsistence farmer.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. What I care is, are my crops going to come in? Are the bandits going to, come and violate my daughters before the Lord's men can deal it with them? People care more about, like, the smaller shit that we make more of a big deal out of when we have more time and less stress on our hands. But, like, if somebody is just struggling to put food onto the table, who cares if they can go to a sex club?
Well, yeah, and that's what was going on, is you literally had the bigger cities in Weimar Germany that were San Francisco. Let's just throw out a common denominator we know.
Yeah, something we can all understand.
The rest of Germany is just trying to keep its head above water, deal with the horrible debt that had been piled onto it because of World War I, and like you said, feed their kids. Meanwhile, they're hearing, oh, by the way, these people, this is what they're doing. And y'all cool with that? No, we are not cool with that. Most of the stuff was in those books, like Bo said, we can't even talk about here.
Yeah.
I remember, what was it? There was this webcomic artist I learned some interesting things, from them, but like, their stuff was like, pushing woke before woke was a term. Scandinavia in the world. They did comics about like a dude, hiring a dude who was like, I think American, hiring like a German dude as like a cultural guide during Weimar, Germany. And, he's like, I want to see this BDSM club, and the dude's like, I'm married. And it's like, yes, but I want to see the BDSM club, and this will feed your kids. And it's like, fuck, okay, fine.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, this book, it's like, oh, look, this will show the freedom they had. And I'm going, okay, but this is the problem.
Yeah.
Congratulations, it had the opposite effect.
It's kind of like...
She spent the last, I think, 15 years trying to explain her book. And it's like...
fuck. How do I do this again?
Just got to keep the ball bouncing in the middle using the arrow keys.
Or I gotta find the one that flashes white, right. There we go. Those books had French philosopher tier awful stuff. I mean, listen, never ask a French person what French philosophers were trying to get legalized in France.
And what they did legalize in Germany. And I hate to say it wasn't just the French.
I've been meaning to mention this entire time. So, like, periodically it comes up because it's so weird to Germans that like Americans have the right to homeschool their children. And Germans are kind of taught that, like, America was founded by religious extremists as, like, a basis for justifying shit like throwing people out of windows and stuff like that. Literally the only reason we understand the meaning of the word defenestration, we hear about the Huguenots in school. But anyways, I digress. People don't never ask a German when their anti-homeschooling laws were put into effect.
And why?
Yeah.
It was Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old Nazi Germany law that they never repealed.
Many such cases, considering, like, they make a big deal out of, like, freeing, like, the Jews from like, concentration camps. But when it came to, like, the gays, they were like, oh, they're gross though, and left them in.
Well, and granted, since I've got a couple of different sides of this in my own family to deal with.
Wait, you're gay?
No. But,
sorry.
I mean, within my family is Polish, German, Catholic, and Jew.
Yep.
So
yeah, you're just a mutt.
Let's just say I'm a walking concentration camp advertisement.
Yeah, listen, you're just a mutt of different faiths.
Yeah, and nationalities, and that's why a lot of times I hear, oh, well, the Jews, okay, but what about the Poles? What about the Germans that they didn't agree with?
Hey, listen.
What about Catholics?
Listen, never ask people who say Christianity is fascist why Catholicism lost so much power in Italy. I'll give you a clue. Involved a man whose name rhymes with moose.
I mean, to be fair, the Catholic Church lost significant power into, like, the, early 1800s because they kidnapped a child from a Jewish family.
Yeah.
That actively was a thing. So, okay, summary. Jewish family has a child. Child gets really sick. They bring in a nurse who just so happens to be Catholic. The nurse had no authority to give a baptism, but she thought the child would die unbaptized, so she quote-unquote baptized the child. Tells the church. The church proceeds to be like, well, clearly that child's Catholic now. We're giving this woman, like, retroactive authority to do that. We're taking that child will be raised, Catholic. This was such an offense to the powers that be, not Jewish powers that be, Catholic powers that be in places like Bologna, that it led to a conflict that ended up essentially causing the Catholic Church which had a lot of political power throughout Europe at the time, to lose significantly in the area of like Spain, Italy, thereabouts.
Well, for those that, for example, don't know, so my grandfather was basically half Polish, half German. His father was Jewish. His mother was Catholic. Technically and he was born in Poland. Technically illegal. Almost everything about him was illegal. Okay. My great grandfather had to convert or pretend to convert for them to have a legal marriage. And 1938 rolls around. My great grandfather looks at his family and says, "We got to get out of here.
Yeah, no, understandable.
We got a haul ass, man."
All right, okay.
And they hauled ass to America.
Okay, you two behave. You two behave. I'll be right back.
Okay, the Bo Bussy has departed.
I heard that.
The Bo Bussy heard that.
So yeah, he came to America and was like, "Phew." And supposedly the story goes that they got off the boat in New York, and the first thing they saw was a recruiting poster for the American Nazi Party.
Ew.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, yeah, historically, the Nazi Party was kind of popular up until Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, things got a little awkward. That is of all animes, that is the one I cannot quite wrap my mind. The Girls in Panzers. Girls using tanks as a sports. I just my old Gen X tanker brain is just going.
Look, anime. I appreciate anime simply for the basic, honest fact that literally name an idea somebody has fucking done it somewhere or will. I remember this. I remember this being demonstrated on like Tumblr because somebody was like, proceeds to like make this idea about like a dude who's got like a harem of chicks all named shit like Pepsi-chan, Coca-Cola-chan, Dr. Pepper-chan, and like even very specifically like named off character traits like that Pepsi-chan is like the chick in the harem who is most most enticing, and she's kind of like short and flat as a barrel, and also has a very blue motif. And then somebody proceeds to be like, I hate to tell you, lists an anime from like the mid 2000s that was exactly that.
Wait, hold on. Is this the soda brand waifu anime?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think it was called A-Can.
And yes, what EA said, Berlin is a shithole. Berlin has been a shithole. Berlin has always been a shithole. Berlin was a shithole from jump. Literally, Berlin was founded, and somebody looked at the little tiny plot of land and said, "Wow, this is going to be a shithole."
Hold on.
Can. Thank you, Gachi.
Is that aluminum canned? AL can or?
Honestly, I would put it to the Japanese to do that kind of a fucking word pun for their names of an anime. They absolutely would. They love their wordplay. That is like...
We just looked at it and went, wood.
I mean, like, their entire language, like, the actual, like, upper end of it is made up of, like, characters that all kind of have similar sounds, but because they're, like, said slightly differently and are drawn significantly differently, they have, like, a dozen separate meanings that all combine.
Oh shit! Hold on. Do I still want to use the Recon Las guy? Yeah, fuck it, I will.
Like, this is one anime. It's literally about horse girls. Like, they're all just girls with horse ears.
Okay, I wasn't sure where that was going.
All right, yeah. This is the one you're literally not allowed to drop porn of, or the Yakuza will hunt you down.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Did they look like horses? Did they sound like horses? Or anyway, yeah.
But like, it's like entirely an anime about like girls who do like foot racing, and they're basically like they're named after actual like racing horses, which is why the Yakuza threaten people, because Uma Musume, thank you EA, Uma Musume, many of his characters
Where's... See, Dad, are you with us right now?
Yes.
I believe he would be Catherine.
Oh, I was expecting you on Tato. Okay, that's your...
Aha! I am a not sister of battle.
Okay,
But yeah.
You need what you need is the power armor backpack they had for a bit. Anyway, continue on.
Well, all I have is I have the one that's just full of relics, which kind of looks like a power armor backpack. But I also have a broken Auspex amplifier.
Well, anyway.
But yeah, to explain the whole Yakuza thing, many Yakuza actively own interest in horses that race in Japan. And so having somebody draw like waifu porn of their horse would bother them, which is kind of funny because they get up to some wild and crazy and psychotic shit. So it's like, okay. But anyways, fucking my sister tells me that the kanji used for like the word, I think, uma, which is like the word that basically means horse. It's supposed to be drawn with like 4 feet to it because a horse has 4 feet. You know, the kanji characters are often referential to the thing they're drawn after. But for the purposes of the title of the anime, they trimmed off 2 of the feet because they're bipedal.
Interesting.
Clever.
Okay, so how true is the kanji character for woman is one thing, noisy is 3 women characters.
Yeah, that's true. That's a thing.
I love that. Japanese just can't get better, can they?
Like, the Japanese are in many ways based.
That reminds me of the fact that was it kawaii and kawaii. Be very careful calling a child cute in Japanese, because if you fuck up, you may actually call them like hideously ugly.
Scary.
Kawaii basically means scary. Kawaii means cute.
Yeah. So like, I learned that from my conversational Japanese teacher back in like the last year of college. He basically told us how they were like, he was like in Japan with like a friend of his, and this friend was also like Japanese as a second language speaker, native English. He turns his head as a woman's passing with like, her baby, and he's like, that's a really cute baby. But what he said was, that's a really scary baby. The woman belts him across the face in offense. And they were like,
Japanese mom.
They're like, no, he meant cute. He got it wrong. She was deeply remorseful. I think she paid for the lunch afterwards. She was like, oh shit, complete misunderstanding. Understand. We are being bodied.
Ow. Shit. Sniper! There's no more sniper. The sniper's been sniped.
Sniper, no sniping.
It's by the way, it's low intensity shock troop gauntlet.
Okay.
I probably should have told you that.
Have you worked on your bolt pistol at all very much, Bo?
A little bit, not a lot. I prefer I only really use it when I'm running my commissar build.
Okay.
I mostly prefer the big bolter.
Yeah, I'm very much in love with the bolt pistol at this point.
They buffed it, didn't they?
Oh yeah. You get a level 500 bolt pistol, and tier it all the way up and get the right perks on it. Oh my god, it's basically a one-shot for almost anything, especially headshots.
Yeah, I mean it's like
and it has no drop off.
Yeah, well, that's like the bolter itself. That thing is scary powerful.
Oh, we've got 2 seer, psychers in here.
Okay, see that? I get it. You don't like psychers, don't lose your shit, okay?
Look. Based off of what the internet believes, he would lose his shit not over the psychers, but over the implication that not only is the Emperor engaged in a gay relationship, he's engaged in one with multiple men, the slut.
Wait, what? Wait, whoa, I haven't heard this one. Say again.
Okay, so keep in mind, the seer voice of Psyker, Cinder's voice, is under the perception that they're in a relationship.
My beloved, yes.
Yeah. The beloved is literally the Emperor.
Well, that's I always thought, but it's like I just figured it was just psychotic.
Well, see, what I remember is during the beta, we were like listening to all the dialogue, and he kept talking about his beloved, and then he finally mentions his beloved is stuck on that golden throne, and I'm like, holy shit, his boyfriend's the Emperor.
Yeah, like 100%. The boyfriend is the Emperor, and I mean, it's kind of implied that they genuinely do have a connection with the Emperor.
But remember, the Emperor can appear and be anything.
Yeah, well, because if you listen to the Seers, dialogue, they say a lot of shit that no one should know. Like that even like high-ranking people in the Imperium shouldn't know. But they just know it because their beloved told them directly.
Right, which.
Going through the dark.
Let's just say there's a lot of awkward questions.
Yeah. I'm not surprised that he's like into men, though. I mean, he was Alexander the Great, and Alexander the Great and Hephaestion. I mean,
I think Alexander would stick it into anything that led him.
I mean, it was great.
Bisexual, very bisexual.
Also, hey, how Vincam going through the Dark Imperium audiobooks. That trilogy is excellent.
It really, I gotta say, it's one of the better trilogies.
What I think is funny is people use that bit from the book where it tries to justify that the Emperor doesn't love his sons.
By not having the entire quote.
Well, no. You're thinking of the one that makes people think Gilliman hates the Imperium. No, I'm talking about when Gilliman is reminiscing on when he talked to the Emperor.
Yeah, no, that's the one I mean. Where you're a tool, you're this, you're that.
Yeah, but then they completely forget. Well, they don't ever bring up how the series ends, which I will not bring up because you're still reading it. But they never bring that part up.
Yeah, there's explanations, and also remember the Emperor is also extremely fragmented.
Yeah, I will say. Yeah, I will say this much: it's one of those books where shit gets anime really quick.
And again, that's why I would love if Vulcan came back, because that would be some awkward ass discussions. So, what's everybody been up to?
Last I remember, I was beating the shit out of this really big orc.
Yeah, wow.
How much time
it doesn't look any different. How long's it been?
Actually, wait, no. The first thing would be like, wait, Gilliman, you're alive? Because remember, in the War of the Beast, Vulcan came back, and he was the last living Primarch.
Right.
Well,
okay. I just had a mental image. Fucking Vulcan and Lionel Johnson enter into the room with Gulliman in his armor of fate with his arm around elf chick.
Oh, you're right.
And they both proceed to be like, Gulliman, what's that? But Lionel may be referring to the elf. Vulcan's referring to the armor of fate. And
what's
Gulliman's
that?
just a smoothie.
Actually, no. The one I remember, I don't know if you ever heard of this artist on Twitter named Idiot of the East. He does really funny, really funny, very not safe for work, but very funny Warhammer 40k art. And someone dubbed one of his comics where it's fucking the Lion hearing about Gilliman's relationship with Yvraine, and it's just the dub is just like, he did what with a what? Gilliman!
Oh, is that the same guy that does where she's holding up the pregnancy test?
Yeah.
And he goes, how did that happen? You honestly don't know how that happened?
Listen, I love this one. Because, there was a bit of because back around the time the Line was supposed to come back, there was some shit going on with Farsight at the same time. It was the Arcs of Omen campaign. And people were assuming that, for some reason, I think it was because there was a symbol very similar to one from, the Lion on Farsight's armor. They were assuming that it meant, there was going to be something going on between them. And some people were trying to ship the two. They were trying to ship Farsight with the Lion. Somebody made a you know, somebody made a you know, a parody of the one thing from, you know, the movie fuck, it's the one where J. Jonah Jameson is like swearing profusely at band kids. Whiplash. Yeah, Whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a scene from Whiplash where and he's like, I swear to fucking God, if I see one more of these, I'm not gonna stop being polite. And it's that scene, but he's holding up a he's holding up he's holding up a picture of your brain.
There's like 2 bombers and 2 rangers down here, so
I will get sniped.
I got the sniper. Don't
and
worry.
a sniper. Okay.
But yeah, he's holding up a picture.
shit.
He's holding up a picture of your brain, and then, what do you call it? Fucking Farsight starts coming into frame, and he points at him and says, "Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you."
No, literally that bomber. Did somebody get it?
I got it. Yeah.
I put 2 bolt rounds into that guy, and he just laughed at it.
He was on that fucking them good
Nerd
perks.
workers, man.
Them good perks. I need my perks. I need my perks.
I guess that's the perks of being chaos.
Shut up. Oh fuck! No, didn't want to do that. Where are we all? Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Ow! Ow!
Are you okay, honey?
He blew off my everything. Ow!
He blew the highlights out of your hair.
He punched the highlights out of her hair. Oh god!
Do you remember you've got a med kit?
I know, but
I'm not so a politically correct joke about Vulcan.
Listen, we're gonna be at the end soon. I want to save.
There's 1 pip on this.
The Warhammer High guy. Did he do that? Okay, you know, one of y'all get that. I got a healing kit and I got a fucking stim. Oh no! Ow! Oh my God! We all went down. See that? Don't die.
We could have lived, but you were being too anal.
Cass is up. Cass is up.
Come along, veteran. We need you. No, beloved, we can't. But my duty.
Oh, thank God. At least that gave me
Yeah,
all
that was
my health
exciting.
back.
And there's only one thing on the heal machine.
Well, you let Cass have it.
Okay.
He just beat the fuck to hell.
And fucking see that isn't?
Okay, yeah, but he's only got 1 wound. Cass had nothing left. Like one more and he was dead, you know? That was almost a disaster back there.
The Emperor saw me through. We ascend to his glory.
The Emperor's, boyfriend reaching down with light behind him.
Oh God, it's just Mercy. It's just from the Overwatch trailer. By the way, speaking of Overwatch and Mercy, I'm convinced that Sunrise hates Gundam Wing as much as I do. You want to know why?
Oh,
For its
why?
For its 30th anniversary, you know, it's like they're doing like crossovers with other properties and stuff for the Western one. They're doing Overwatch.
Oh God.
Mercy is getting a Wing Zero skin.
I mean, fitting.
Like what? But why Mercy though? Farah is right there.
Because
You know?
Mercy's got angel wings. Farah's got like regular, like, F91 wings.
Oh fuck!
Oh.
Don't remind me, because if they made an F91 skin for Farah, I'd probably buy it. I don't even like Overwatch. I just like the F91. It's a cool suit, okay?
You like Overwatch for
I just
Gundam.
thought of an intro for Vulcan.
Oh.
So he comes back and he's standing there, and his whole his whole chapter's staring at him. And he goes, "What? I said I was going for milk and cigarettes."
Oh God, that's horrible. I like it. Well, I mean, that's kind of what happened, though. He's like, I'm gonna go fight the Beast. Blows up in a nuclear reactor, fighting the Beast, just never comes back.
I said I'm going to the stove.
Okay, but if they bring him back, they totally have to have it be that, like, his sons collected all of the artifacts, and not because, like, the artifacts had a mystical reason, but because like him sensing them being unified brings back his hope, because it means like, you know, his son's love like reinvigorated his like, you know, hope for the universe or some shit. I don't know, that would be wholesome, and also it would make the effort not wasted.
And have him come back on Father's Day.
Man, you know what that reminds me of? The final episode of Fate Zero.
Released on Father's Day, involves you know, the main character basically deciding if it's between having his family and saving the world, he's going to save the world, and he demonstrates this by blowing his like, you know, dream daughter's brains out,
and then strangling the being that is taking the form of his wife. Also, there's an ammo box here. Okay, you got it. God, Fate Zero Stark. I've actually kind of, I almost hate to say it, as good as it is, I've developed a bit of a hatred for it. A very small hatred. Just because so many fucking people are like, it's the real Fate anime. Unlike those other cringe ones. It's like, shut the fuck up. Y'all motherfuckers, y'all motherfuckers also ruined 8th MS Team. Shut up.
And I know Bo will hate to talk about this since we're talking, it is Warhammer TV.
Uh-huh.
But if you were going to have somebody watch a Warhammer TV either episode or series and they know nothing about 40K, what would you recommend?
I would recommend Angels of Death.
You don't think that goes too in depth?
No, I think you can figure it out easily enough. Actually, you know what? Another good recommendation is the Interrogator.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Interrogator's it's like they hit legitimately these 2 bangers, and then the rest has been so fucking meh. Like the good things on Warhammer Plus are Angels of Death, the Interrogator, Astartes, which you don't even need to pay to watch, and what else?
Okay, did you not care for Pariah Nexus?
Oh, the Pariah Nexus was good. I just thought, I don't know. I thought
it was good.
It was good, but I thought like the structure for it, where they got the constant like chapter whatever every 2 minutes, was just really obnoxious and unnecessary.
Oh yeah, they could have just strung it all into one.
Yeah,
they should have a single.
Yeah, like a
the plot was good. I thought the writing was good.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's also just, you know, Fight Club Warhammer Edition.
What the fuck?
And question: how long did you go before you realized that it was Fight Club?
Oh shit.
Sorry, I was in the fire about to save.
You should be standing outside the fire.
Like, okay, but like something came up and fucking blasted me in the backside, so.
Apparently,
and then, like,
oh yeah,
it was completely irrelevant.
Yeah, because Cass died. Sorry, Cass, if you can hear, if you ever watch this.
Standing outside the fire was a song. I was not being a dick, Ash. I promise.
But I mean, oh, there he is. But listen, if you really want to watch Warhammer TV that fucking bad, just sail the high seas, dude.
Well, no, I have a subscription. I hate to admit that. And somebody was like, "Okay, I know nothing about Warhammer. Is there something I can watch?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, I could just share out my Warhammer TV stuff."
I would definitely say Angels of Death. It's very quintessentially Warhammer. Space Marines are always usually a pretty safe bet for a first read or watch as well, you know.
And plus the 3 lead-in episodes are pretty good too.
Yeah.
You know, especially the one where they figure out what's her name gets control of the ship. That's a pretty badass episode, I thought.
Yeah.
Emma Gregory. I can never remember her characters' names. They're all Emma Gregory.
It's all Emma Gregory plays Emma Gregory. Okay, I'm After we I accidentally dropped the healing thing. Well, if you need help, come stand here.
There we go.
Emma Gregory, Penelope Rollins.
You're making me wanna reread listen to fucking Armored
Lady.
Armored Lady.
That was so well done. I'm sorry. That was so well done in my book.
I will say,
Our martyred cuties.
I will say, Gav Thorpe leans a little hard into the shipping between Celestine and Greyfax.
Okay, but even my dumbass picked on is there something going on here?
Yeah, the part that's funniest to me is when they kind of like connect minds, and Celestine can sense the brain shackle scarabs that were in Greyfax had in her, so she wouldn't use her psychic powers against Trazyn, because she was in Trazyn's Tesseract Vault.
Right.
And Celestine acts like a jilted lover.
But I'm going to say, did they not come across as basically a couple?
They kind of did, yeah. Oh shit, Cass blew up. Okay, you got it. I mean, look, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. It's like I don't mind when gay characters exist. I just mind when they're written insufferably. You know, when their only personality is they're fucking gay.
Because, I mean, in those two, you know, definitely Greyfax is the more aggressive one.
Yeah. Well, to me, it almost feels like Greyfax is the lesbian and Celestine is married to the job. But, you know, all the same, I kind of low-key ship it, I'm not going to lie.
Celestine is literally the, you know, Greyfax is like, Celestine's like, I'm not a lesbian, I'm straight. So is Spaghetti.
Hey, someone can drop the ammo box, that'd be cool.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
don't have one, sorry.
Oh, no, honey, it's okay. It's okay. I literally hadn't asked for it. Listen, I was the idiot who dropped the healing box on mistake. You know, speaking of lesbian characters, though, I thought it was funny how... this relates to yesterday's stream. How Gundam Twitter got so fucking mad at me because I said the main character from Mobile Suit Gundam, Witch from Mercury, isn't a lesbian because they never actually wrote it into the show. They said after the show, you know, that she is. And Gundam Reddit got fucking mad at me for saying that, but it's like, yeah, but my point is, they should have written it instead of being fucking cowards about it. I mean, wouldn't you agree? They should have been direct about it.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with Gundam, but you just reminded me of something, Bo.
What?
I kind of fell down the rabbit hole of Tank Weirdo X.
Uh-huh.
That are like super obsessed with tanks.
Yeah.
And this one guy, he's actually was being kind of cool, asking me legitimate questions, not disputing what I said. And this one guy was just going on and on about how bad the M1 sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, well, what's your reference? Well, what's yours? I said, this number of years, active duty, including combat tours. You have been blocked.
Oh.
Literally, he scared him into a block. So then some other guy says, oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but what are you basing your opinion on? What are you basing your opinion on? Well, and I repeated it. You have been blocked. They literally could not comprehend the thought that people did it for a living.
Oh, Wormwood. Actually, if I was going to add another Hammer and Bolter episode, it'd be the one about Yarick and Gaskell, because that goes over a ton of history between those two characters.
That could be a whole series, really.
Like, real talk? Warhammer show about the Third War for Armageddon would be fucking great. And hey, guess what? Just make Hellreach a show.
I was just going to say, wait a minute. We have Hellreach at home. And it's good.
You know, okay, so, like, I had this, like, fucking meme image in my head that I don't have the artistic skills for. So, honey, you remember that fucking, Hark a Vagrant strip that's, like, about the two, like, I think it was the dude who was a really big fan of Edgar Allan Poe, sending a fan letter to Poe, and like Poe just like squinting at it.
I love that reaction image. I love that one.
Yarrick's the recipient, Gaskell's the writer.
Yeah, no,
because it's written in Orc, and he's just like, what
the fuck?
Alternatively, that one about like the dude who's basically talking up how much he hates his rival, and that's the reason why he wears a fucking portrait of the dude and a locket on his neck and kisses it before he goes to sleep.
That would be Gaskell, yeah. You talk about like trying to read Orc, and that just reminds me of one of the funniest fucking gags from Caiaphas Cain, where it's the okay. So for some context, Inquisitor Amberly Vale of the Order of Xenos. She is the on again, off again girlfriend of the main character, Commissar
Little
Caiaphas
smoke
Cain.
show.
And basically, so she's an Ordo Xenos Inquisitor. She can speak, as she describes it, she can speak Tau, Eldar, and some Orc. Okay, so she's literally she's a polyglot of Xenos when it comes to Xenos languages. In one of the books, a girl who's been kind of fallen into the helping the party out. She's just a civilian, belts out some. It's like, oh, okay, what's the line? When we're talking about joining Amberly on Inquisition missions, she says the line, something to the effect of, "It's better than."
Beats fly posting for flash gigs, or was it beats fly posting for flash gigs?
Or beats fly posting for flash gigs, or something about or
slugging meat pies.
Or slugging meat pie, yeah. And Amberly, in the cliff notes that are part of the story, has the following to say: "No, I don't know either."
Girl knows like 20 languages, but not fucking low Gothic.
Yeah. Girl knows legitimately an untold number of variants of High Gothic and Low Gothic, Eldar, Tau, and some Orc, and doesn't know what the fuck this girl just said. I love the Caiaphas Cain books; they're so good. Yes, I would like my armaments to be refined. I need
switching characters. Haven't played Hamish in a while.
Oh, hold on. Sacrifice. Yes.
That's just it. Slang is slang.
Yeah. Like you can know all the dialects you want, but if you don't know the slang, like you want a good example. It took me forever what the fuck it actually meant when Zoomers say, no shot, no cap, no shot, no cap. It literally, because in actual human language, it translates to no shit, like you're kidding me.
But then you have to realize, do I care?
Well, no, because Zoomer speak isn't an actual language.
Wait.
Oh, okay. You're back on Tato. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't like being vulnerable like that.
You like being a mountain of meat. Listen, you really matched his meat. You really licked his ass.
You really licked his ass. My wife and I still make that joke.
I still find it funny that it took me years into when I was in my early teens to actually experience the unedited version of that scene, because it would run on TV, but I never saw it
He really licked his nose.
There were bits that were just not included. And then there were ones where, as he said, he really licked his nose. Fucking really obvious. Did they really think that they would, be able to pull off that edit?
What cracks? It's like the joke about Blazing Saddles. Tonight, Blazing Saddles, fully edited for television, 10 minutes long. Oh, give me just a second. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Doesn't even ask.
Dragon Ranger. No, my favorite interaction between Fulgrim and Perturabo is when Perturabo fucking face plants, Fulgrim's fucking head into a Warhound Titan model for being such a pretentious fucking stuck up bitch through the whole campaign. That's my favorite interaction between them.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bo.
Yeah, literally breaks Fulgrim's face on a Warhound Titan model. Because he literally had a fucking display of Warhammer minis.
Okay, I'll do it later.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, put us in.
No, honey, do your thing.
I was literally going to fucking jack up the the masteries for my blade.
Go ahead, honey, do it.
Okay, thank you.
Now let me know when you're done.
apologies for getting kind of snippy there. It's
No,
just, you know,
honey, that was my fault. Don't feel bad, okay? That was my fault. That was my fault. I love you.
fine, I'll accept, damn it.
Wait.
Matchmaking failed. Error code 9999.
Okay, I'm going to fucking do what I was doing.
I thought you were done when you said
I wasn't!
I'm sorry! Oh god, this
Wait for me to say I'm done, goddamn!
now everything's awkward.
Such a
One of
woman.
my favorite comics, and I don't know, is when some of the Primarchs are playing D&D.
Oh.
And they bring up the gazebo.
Oh, right, yeah. Fucking Lehman Russ was DMing. Wait, no.
He was DMing. He's like, a gazebo? Is that some kind of, like tentacled monstrosity or something like that?
It is now.
Yeah.
Well, Lehman Russ was, and it was, God, yeah. Who was it that asked about the gazebo? It wasn't Russ, was it?
No, it wasn't. No, Russ was DMing. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
I feel like it was Lionel Johnson.
Was it?
Rogel Dorn, maybe. But no, Rogel Dorn would know what a gazebo is.
He would know what a gazebo. He could design a gazebo.
He probably designs gazebos when he's bored. You know.
Yeah. It certainly wouldn't be Gelman.
Yeah. No. Angron? He's kind of dumb.
I thought they were all loyalist.
Oh. Pert being a tabletop player is genuinely peak, part of why I align with the Iron Warriors. They actually bring up the fact that Warhammer 40k existed during the Horus Heresy quite a few times, and they literally use it for like strategic drills. Which, CDAT, has told the story of when, they taught, tank tactics using battle tech in the military.
Yeah, severe budget cuts.
Yep.
And they literally they were like, "What are we gonna do?" And me and my buddy Carl were like, "Well,
Okay, now you can put me in."
Okay.
Christ,
I'm sorry.
Can we use the big sand table in the basement of the squadron headquarters? Because we were armored cav, so we used a designated squadron.
Yeah.
And we go to the colonel, and the colonel knew me, knew Carl. We had all been together in Desert Storm, so he was like, "Okay, boys. Well, we'll open it up," because it was gigantic. I swear to God, it was like a swimming pool sized sand table, and you could move terrain around. It would be the ultimate 40k battle board. And we went down there and we practiced it out, and we made measuring sticks, and we adapted the rules, and yeah, we were having full scale company on company armor battles within the on the giant sand table, and we were the referees. So yeah.
Oh no, Ash is praying right now. I don't think we're making it home from this one.
that's not me.
That's not you? All right, Hamish is bald. That's right. I completely forgot. I haven't seen you play as him in a while.
Sorry,
What? Why do you apologize? Quit being a Canadian.
but I can't.
I mean, well, maybe in the sense that you're apologizing.
Causing war crimes and then later giving a faint apology is in my blood.
It really is.
Okay, if Canadians are so apologetic, why are they so horrible in Florida then?
I mean, point to me any fucking country that doesn't have awful people, when they're tourists.
God, most Canadians down here are so rude and obnoxious. Of course, they're also mostly old. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're getting the fucking snowbirds who are just down there for the fucking winter because they're joint take.
Thank God it's over.
Snowbird season's over. Snowbirds? I've never heard this term.
They come down here for 4 to 6 months.
Huh.
Yeah. Literally referring to them basically making like a flight for for like the winter and then flying back. I should point out snowbirds is also a name for oh fuck, what's the term for like an Air Force group that does like aerobatics and training and shit like that?
Is that what you guys call like your Thunderbirds team? Your special team?
I think so, yeah.
The Snowbirds? It's funny.
Yeah.
See, I'd call them the geese, but that's just me.
Gooses is.
nobody wants to be associated with the geese. They're eldritch abominations.
Yeah.
Geese are horrible monsters.
Yeah, they also tend to die when the main character needs character development.
What?
Top Gun. Goose.
Oh. Talk to me, Goose.
Man, I feel really bad it took me so long to watch Top Gun Maverick. The movie was legit excellent.
Let me guess, you were like, I heard it's bad, and I'm not watching it.
No, I just...
Well, it's like
oh, no,
I heard
it was
to improve on the
Well, no, I actually heard it was excellent, just I never got around to watching it.
It's like saying, oh man, I really wish I'd have watched Highlander 2.
Oh, fuck off. Wait, do you mean Highlander 2 or Highlander also?
Highlander 2.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you. I'm saying it's
I know.
ever things that nobody has ever said before.
Yeah, oh God, Highlander 2. I'm tempted one of these weeks on Tuesday to do a bad movie night and expose everyone to Highlander 2. Because fuck you, that's why.
You should expose them to Manos, Hands of Fate.
Yeah, but that's funny though. That's like funny bad. Highlander 2 was just
bad,
depressing. I wonder if he can
remember.
I wonder if he,
remember Zeist. Remember the quickening. Remember,
honey, plane traffic. I wonder if he can even get the. I wonder if he can even get the original cut of Highlander 2. Because last I remember, the only version he could find on DVD anymore is the Renegade cut, which is like, you know, the director's attempt to fix it, like that he did years later.
Just, in the immortal words of the old man in the movie Christine, you can't polish a turd.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna give him this much. He basically had the film stolen from him by corporate. They put the lawyers in charge of it. That's why it went to shit. I'll take that. I will say, he puts in a spirited effort. I can see what he's trying to do with the Renegade cut, and I actually kind of respect it, even if it's not good. You know?
Can't polish a turd.
A lot of my attitude comes from the fact that, again, he basically had his movie stolen from him. It wasn't that bad because of his own, you know, failings. It was the fucking studio and the lawyers did it to him.
Sorry I didn't warn you about the J-Dam there.
That's okay.
It didn't hurt me or anything.
No, but I know it's kind of startling when the world explodes.
Yeah, but all of a sudden you're in the middle of the J-Dam drop in fucking Transformers 2. I hope big plane, good shot. Why? I told them to hit orange smoke. The orange smoke floats by. That orange smoke, not best toss.
Discussion.
Oh man, can you imagine Ogren calling in airstrikes?
Drop on me. Yeah, just a broken arrow. Every call is a broken arrow call.
Please be not shooting at the nuclear missile.
Things in here don't react very well to bullets.
Where did it drop?
There's the marker. Well, I mean, actually, that's funny. You know, these things don't react well to bullets. You actually can't set off a nuke by hitting it really hard.
No, but you can set off the fuel.
That's true. That's true. Lots and lots and lots and lots of highly volatile rocket fuel.
Because I think they used liquid fuel. Because to save weight, I think they use liquid fuel to hold the shape of the booster.
Yeah. Oh, unless you're China, then you're using water.
How amazing! I mean, how amazing is China?
Oh, I mean, it's literally because all the 2 ammo crates, nice. It's literally because all the fucking engineers, you know, have nothing to make their food with, so they basically siphoned off all the fuel from the nuclear missiles. And then they never replenished it because corruption meant that, you know, none of the money going to replenish the fuel was actually going to the fuel.
So it's the Russians with their brake fluid again.
Basically, but now that was like deliberate corruption because they didn't want to lose their free alcohol. Like
I think I told you I've had that. I've had brake fluid alcohol.
I can imagine put some hair
Not
in your
something
ass.
I recommend. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I was watching. You know, I actually watched. what's it? Captain Slicerax on YouTube. He's a plane autist. I watched his video on that plane that they were drinking the coolant of because it was alcohol.
Yeah, again, like, they did the same with the. Well, for us, it would have been the T-72 brake fluid.
Ooh. Found an ammo bag.
It was alcohol, and they would drain it, and they would filter it through a loaf of bread.
Yeah. Yeah, the Russians were doing something similar with one of the... I think it was a strategic bomber that they'd made, used primarily...
Yeah, the hydraulic fluid, I think, was...
It was either the hydraulic fluid or the coolant. It was one of the two.
And one of the things they did with the tank, and they didn't tell the crew, is they started putting synthetic brake fluid in.
Oh, fuck, that could be bad.
They didn't tell the crews.
So they drink it and like...
They started dropping dead.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, so how do we fix this problem?
Put the alcohol back in.
Pretty much. Plus, the synthetic stuff was very expensive.
So they spent more money and killed a bunch of their own soldiers. Okay.
Yeah, what? Not exactly a Soviet Union rarity.
Yeah, common Soviet Union, common Russian L. Let's be real, they didn't prove much after they dropped communism.
But yeah, because they bring this bottle over and it's just clear liquid, and I'm like, what is this? Is good Russian? It is brake fluid. It's brake. Fuck it. Let me see it.
Is the good sheet basically?
Yeah, and so because of course they told us do not bring any alcohol, so of course we all snuck alcohol.
As you do.
And yeah, I brought a bottle of Jack. We brought Jack Daniel's, Jim Beam. We brought some quote unquote American vodka.
Meanwhile,
which they said was, it was like sex in a canoe.
I mean, yeah, because they've got to resort to fucking brake fluid filtered out of their fucking tanks because they got nothing else.
But they liked what we had, and of course they loved the cigarettes. Oh my God, Russian cigarettes! Woo!
That bad, huh?
If you absolutely hate your lungs, they're great.
Knowing the Russians, there's probably fiberglass in that shit. Let's be real here.
I don't know, because what happens is if you put groups of soldiers together, and I can't count for civilians, they will immediately begin swapping three things: bits of uniform, I don't know why, insults in the other person's language, usually to do with their mother, and alcohol and rations.
Yep.
So by the end of the night, I was dressed half as a Russian, half as an American. I had been eating Russian rations and drinking brake fluid alcohol and smoking Russian cigarettes.
Now, okay.
I feel I got the shit end of the deal.
Now, reminder, full disclosure for the viewers. That's former military. I never had a chance to get into the military. Whoa! Help.
Wow.
Help. Thank you. I have no idea how I fell there. Right. So again, full disclosure, I was never in the military, so all my experience with military stuff comes from watching other people experience military stuff. Fucking, was it? Because, I watched, like, Steve MRE and all that, but fucking Markiplier, of all people, did a video where he ate a Russian and American MRE.
Russian MREs.
Those fucking Russian MREs, my God, they are... Okay, we've got like in ours we've got the fancy pouch, and then you put the chemical burner in that heats up the FRH. The FRH, you got to get it wet, and then it starts heating up from a chemical reaction, all that stuff, very conveniently designed, easy to use, you just need water, right? The Russian one is little chemical fucking burner you have to set up. There's a little metal thing you have to unfold. They put the little torch.
Those are actually pretty cool, though.
I mean, yeah, they're cool. It's just, yeah, compared
if you're cold, also, because that's Americans use that as far back as World War II, and the Russians were still using it in the 90s.
and they're still using it today, apparently.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! Come on, guys.
What?
FRHs are not complicated. They're literally hydrogen fuel cells.
Well, I mean, remember, the Russia's so broke they're getting all their artillery shells from North Korea right now.
That's an interesting deal. That is, I've been reading up on that. It's not just interesting, it's also a bit troublesome to think about. Because it brings two groups into contact that weren't in contact for a long time for a very, very good reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I can kind of see why it happened, just because Russia was running out of artillery shells, and then North Korea has a ton of them in the same caliber because, you know, former Soviet equipment.
Yeah, 122, 152, yeah.
Yeah, and then you know, they're not using it for anything, so, you know, Russia would, like, you know, willing to give them money, so North Korea's like, fine, have at, you know.
Well, and the West made the very arrogant thing of, well, if we cut them off, who's going to help them?
Well, that too, yeah. Ew, it's all goopy. Reminded of
Bomber.
Reminded of, you know, The Mummy, where they find Imhotep's corpse and they're like, he's still, and then they all say together, juicy. We need ammo? It's here.
More ammo. All the ammo!
All the ammo you can eat. Literally, if you would go and buy that temporary meme about ratlings that used to exist. Oh, right here.
Entering final iterative phase.
Reminded of the N64 game Body Harvest, which was about aliens attacking the Earth and you having to, like, protect various timelines of humanity.
I remember that one, actually. Body Harvest.
And at one point, you're in Russia, and the aliens have caused a zombie virus, and you end up, like, running over them with a fucking farmer's combine and collecting shotgun shells from them because for some reason they consumed them.
Thank you for the thank you, EA, for the Gesundheit. You know, actually, that reminds me of a Nintendo 64 game. It was the one where it was like there was a truck carrying nuclear missiles running out.
Blast carts.
Be a blast core. There's like, so the whole idea of the game is that there's a truck carrying a pair of nuclear missiles that has gone out of control. They can't shut it down. It's just moving forward. So you have to destroy everything in its path so it doesn't hit anything. If it hits anything, the nukes go off and you lose.
Is it allowed to drop below 55 miles per hour?
No, but funny story about the movie Speed. So, okay, so there's a movie. It is a Japanese movie. It is it's about a bullet train that can't drop below 100 kilometers per hour or the bomb on it will explode. It's literally called The Bullet Train Explosion. You know, naturally that's the English literal translation of the title.
The Japanese can be so literal sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like everyone in the comments of the video is saying, oh, the Japanese ripped off Speed. And I'm just here with my obscure movie knowledge remembering, actually, no, this is a remake of a 1970s movie that was the direct inspiration for Speed. I want to say in the original Japanese movie from the 70s, it was like, it couldn't drop below like 30 kilometers an hour. And then when the guy was thinking up the movie Speed, they originally wanted to make an American adaptation of this film, but instead they decided to set it on a bus. And they upped the speed of the bus from, they upped the necessary speed of the bus from, because, you know, it's like 30 kilometers an hour, for, I think, for the train in the original movie. And they wanted to make it 30 miles per hour for the bus, but they were like, no, that's too slow. So they upped it to 50. and now in the remake of the original film from the 70s that Speed was based on, they upped it to 100 because modern trains and all that.
I shall tend thy relic.
Which is still pretty slow for a Japanese train. So.
Well, I mean, but it's like. But yeah, it's like it's kind of funny too because the original movie, there's the whole Speed, there's the whole like trying to figure out who the bomber is, where he is, and all that stuff. In the actual movie, it's a whole fucking conspiracy and like political shit show of trying to like find the guy, potentially disarm the bomb, maybe like pay the dudes to just to save the people, and the government's like, no, we're not going to pay them. We don't negotiate with terrorists. If the bomb blows up without all the people die, well, so what?
It's not like we don't have a lot of Japanese people.
It's actually a really interesting movie. I'll just straight up say I think it's more interesting than Speed. Like
Train go fast.
Yeah, it's like, don't get me wrong. Speed is like an excellent action movie. It is one of the 90s action movies, but all the same, I just think the Japanese the Japanese film it's based on is just it's way more complex and in depth than Speed was. I think it's a better movie for it.
I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, go ahead. Speaking of Speeds, thoughts on the live action Speed Racer movie? That's honestly a film that, it's really sad because I think it's the last good film the Wachowskis made, like before they went off the deep end, and it's a real shame that it flopped because it's actually a top tier adaptation of the anime. It's one of the few examples of a Western anime adaptation that's actually good. There ain't a lot of those. Like, I think it's not really, an anime, but it's a manga and light novel. Edge of Tomorrow is another good one, because it's based on All You Need Is Kill. I can't really think of any other Western adaptations of manga that are good.
Like, I didn't know. You mean Edge of Tomorrow? Or no? What is that the one? Live, Die, Repeat?
I mean, they've renamed it that for home video, but its
right.
name in on theatrical release was Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, that's based on a Japanese light novel called All You Need Is Kill. It's the same story. It's just
It tormented my poor wife. I didn't tell her anything about that, and we started watching it.
Oh, and then it's like Tom Cruise fucking dies like 15 minutes in, and then he just wakes up.
Yeah, and then she's like, "What? Okay, what the hell is going on in this movie? I'm just watch it." She's getting mad.
You didn't tell her that the premise is literally it's Groundhog Day with power armor and aliens.
No.
It's actually
She's getting really pissed.
It's actually funny because the author's inspiration, the author of the light novel, because the light novel was first, the author of the light novel, his inspiration, he was playing Call of Duty on the hardest difficulty and just kept fucking dying and resetting from a checkpoint and then dying again, and then it hit him. That would make a good story. A guy who is just a guy who is just stuck in a time loop at a certain point in time. And he's fighting a war, and every time he dies, he wakes back up at the checkpoint and then has to do it again. And then, and then he decided, let's throw in power armor and aliens as well, because why not?
And what's her name being an actually, oh my God, badass bitch character.
Well, I mean, yeah, because it's actually really well justified because she went through it before he did. She, died, a gorillion fucking times with the time loop ability and became fucking unstoppable as a warrior. And then, but then, again, the whole thing happens where got a blood transfusion. So the alien blood's effect on her, was lost. And then he gets it. So, now she has to help him become a badass through his repeat deaths. Passing the torch effectively.
Yeah. And like I said, she played a strong female character that was completely believable.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's and it's also because a major part of the plot is that her mortality compared to his immortality is very apparent. And he starts, trying to, he apparently died like hundreds of thousands of times trying to save her every time, you know, and kept failing. Now I want to rewatch Groundhog Day. I mean, if you've never seen it, rewatch. If you've never seen it, watch fucking Edge of Tomorrow, or it goes by the alternate name on home video, Live, Die, Repeat. But yeah, it's a really good science fiction film. Stars Tom Cruise.
And it's Tom Cruise not being quite so Tom Cruise.
Yeah, because his whole point is that at the start he's like, you know, kind of a cunt. You know, the guy who's like, you know, willing to like, you know, say get soldiers killed.
He's a marketing weenie.
Yeah, he's a marketing dude. He's a marketing guy, like propaganda wing and all this stuff. And he's like, you know, kind of a cunt, doesn't care really about the soldiers dying to fight these aliens. And then gets basically like forcibly sent to battle due to his cuntishness. And then gets infected with this like alien blood from one of these aliens that every time he dies, he gets sent back to a point before his death. And then he is stuck in an endless loop of trying to survive this battle that humanity loses and win the war, because he's the only guy who can do it, because that's how the aliens have been winning. Because every time one of these like leader aliens dies, time is reset. And they just do it again. And the next time, and the aliens just keep doing it till they win. And now he can do that and potentially win humanity the war.
And he finally realized, because at first he's like, what? And then all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute.
One of the funniest deaths he has is like his first attempt to like get to Emily Blunt's character is he like tries to hide under a truck, misjudges where the wheels are, and gets run the fuck over.
Yes. That was one of his shortest ones too.
Yeah. It's like, I thought it's like, and by the way, the power armor they wear in the movie is fucking, it's a great design. It's one of my favorite power armor designs.
Exoskeleton basically.
I mean, it's more like an exoskeleton than proper power armor, but all the same, yeah.
And Emily Blunt, I could take her, leave her. She was badass in this. She was a great character in this film.
Oh yeah, Mega Man. That's how we got on this topic. We were talking about like actual good adaptations of anime and manga in the West. We were talking about Speed Racer, that I brought up Edge of Tomorrow. And let's be real.
I'm back, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. And also, listen, I'm gonna make the spicy hot take here. What's this? High intensity shock troop gauntlet. I don't think so. Unless you guys wanna.
No, we end up Tom Cruised on that one.
Yeah,
we always end up Tom Cruised.
But listen, I'm gonna make the spicy hot take here. There's unironically so much of Top Gun's DNA in fucking Macross, but Macross came out first. So I'm just gonna put this out there. Top Gun is an unofficial Macross adaptation. Like unironically, if you watch, where's Zag's Morky Mischief? How you doing? Like, unironically though, if you watch Super Dimension Fortress Macross and you watch the opening, the bit in the opening where it's like the main character Hikaru just going through launching his fighter, it is literally just the opening of fucking Top Gun, but it's got, you know.
And now Ash was praying, by the way.
Yeah,
so.
But yep, we're doomed. We're doomed. But yeah, but instead it's got, you know.
We're boned.
But you know, instead of like, you know, fucking, you know, Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins, it's got a fucking jaunty 80s anime opening playing. It actually kind of blew my mind learning Macross came before Top Gun.
Remember, he's not Ham. He's Hamish.
It's Hamish.
I know.
Listen, one of my favorite bits because you know Hamish is it's the name of fucking William Wallace's best bro from Braveheart. I still remember.
About the rocks.
Yeah, should have remembered the rocks. I remember when, you know, Wallace comes back after, you know, an adult now, after years, and he meets up with Hamish, he doesn't know it, and then, you know, Hamish literally, like, fucking, like, you know, through, like, you know, conversation, knowing it's Wallace, fucking, like, just decks him and sends him flying, right? And Wallace is like, Hamish. Let's like, I'll remember that right hook anywhere. Man, I fucking love Braveheart. One of the quintessential movies like you have to watch if you're a man, as far as I'm concerned. You know.
I still prefer the Patriot.
I mean, they're the same movie basically. It's just, you know, they're the same movie. Just one is you know, Scotland fighting, you know, England for independence. The other is America fighting England for independence.
So I don't know how it was received in Canada, but there was this whole big thing when the Patriot came out of, oh my God, they gave children guns.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, no shit. Most kids back then knew how to shoot a fucking rifle.
Most kids, when I was a kid, knew how to shoot a fucking rifle.
Yeah, you've repeatedly told the story of you going out to shoot fucking, what was it, marmots or some shit?
Gophers.
Prairie dogs. No, prairie dogs. Yeah, with a fucking rifle to earn money. It's like,
yeah. My grandfather, he could have given me money. He's like, no, that's not the way the world works, boy.
Here's a rifle and one box of ammo. Go nuts, you know?
Yeah. Half the box went into increasing my accuracy. The other half went into profit.
And you had to buy your... oh, shit. Oh, God, are you okay? You're not okay. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Chaos spawn. Fuck. Grenade. Another grenade.
I've got it. I'm tanking it. So
okay. Blew it the fuck out. Whew.
I forgot I had the tanking. Perk on this guy,
the taunt.
Your mother has tentacles. Oh wait.
The funny thing is Macross was intended as a parody of Mecha. I didn't know. I'm gonna be like, okay, full disclosure, I've watched Macross. I've watched, you know, Robotech. I actually don't know that much about their production. About Macross's production, so that's news to me. I never knew that. It was supposed to be a parody of Mecha anime.
Oh God, you're right. The Ogre's name is Fuck.
Oh yeah. His name is, say, you want some fuck?
But yeah. I mean, and here's the best part, Bo. I never told you. I bought the shells for my grandfather. He literally made his grandson pay for them. He's like, "There's nothing in this world free, boy."
Easiest way to learn ain't no such thing as a free lunch as to have to buy your ammo to earn money.
Do you know the number of leftists that are triggered by that being in my profile on X?
Probably a lot. What?
They get so mad. TAS says, you don't even know what it means. I said, there ain't no such thing as a free lunch. Oh, so you're one of those conservatives? I said, no, I'm a taxpayer.
I mean, listen, listen. Nothing makes you an anti-government conservative faster than paying taxes the first time. Did I tell you about the headache I've been going through to pay taxes this year?
No.
The site to pay the taxes, is fucking broken, and people can't access it.
Wait, don't you file through just TurboTax or something?
Normally I'd try and do it myself, but you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though.
But this year was the first time I got taxed for earnings from Twitch, right?
Oh,
and,
so you have,
and
okay.
it is completely, opaque how to properly, do the tax code and all that for Twitch. So I decided to get help this time from H&R Block. And not only did they charge me $400, but they, then I had to send in, the tax paperwork at the local level, right?
Right.
And I go to do so, and the website's not working. It's like, okay, whatever. I'll do it tomorrow when it's working. The next day, it's not working. The next day, it's not working. The next day, it's not working.
Was this H&R Block or state or what?
Okay, this is the state level. You have to mail it in at the state at the local level. And that's like, I decided to call them. It's like, yeah, our website has been down for days from people trying to file. So I was like, fuck it, I'll mail it. I didn't want to mail it, but I was like, whatever. As long as I get
I know that doesn't help for this year, but next year, check out H&R Block TurboTax. They bought it.
Oh shit.
And it will literally link to them for help, including state taxes.
Oh, I can't get up
I
there.
don't pay state.
Oh, hon, I can't get. Oh my.
I'm not up anywhere. I'm down.
Yeah, no.
But whatever.
Wait, are you back in the
I'm down below in the lower level.
Oh, okay. I'm stupid. Sorry.
I'm literally about to die because of that.
Nope. No, you're not.
miscommunication.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
That's a crusher.
I can tank it. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Oh, no.
Don't forget the med kit.
I won't. Hold on. Hang on. Oh, God. Yeah. I'm sorry, honey.
It's fine.
Sorry, I was trying to get over to you and I had two ragers.
Oh, that was rough. I'm sorry.
I'm
honey.
dead. You don't get to complain about it being rough.
I got hit with a hammer.
Oh, quit your whining. I get hit with a hammer every day. I'm married.
Oh no, you get hit with the old battle axe.
Me over here dead. Bo listing posting himself up there like Ellie from like The Last of Us 2. Name a person who suffered more.
Okay, you know what? At least you've got cool psychic powers. All I've got is a fucking gun. It's a very cool. It's a very all you've got. Okay, you've got the Emperor. Wait, okay, you know, I'm gonna shut up now.
Probably best.
I hate you. I love you, by the way.
I love you, honey.
I love you too, you fucking bitch. Oh, ammo box here.
Oh, I gotta make it though.
I'll take the ammo box. That's gross, but I'll take it.
Oh, another fucking boss? Really? Okay, it's bleeding out. Well, I mean, you know what? We're getting our fucking, what do you call it? We're getting our monstrous creatures for the week.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of which, I need ammunition. Ammo here? No ammo here. Damn it. Oh, I have no grenades. Okay.
I saw you trying to steal that kill, Bo.
I felt so bad when Bo told me about his tax problem because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to file my taxes, and you're probably gonna be like, how the fuck have you gotten to age 35 and not know how
level 35?
How have you gotten
Nerd.
to 35 and not know how to file your taxes? And I answer with one word.
Canada?
Accountant. Mother. That's two words, but still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. It's legit what his mom does.
I've literally several times been like, can you show me how to file my taxes? And she'll be like, yes, that sounds like a good idea. A week later. So I just kind of went in and filed your taxes, just because it was easy. I'm just like, okay. And that's basically my response. It's like, I don't know how to file my taxes because never learned, never had to learn. And I realize it's going to fuck me in the ass the moment my mother feels over.
By yourself. Use software. That's all you got to do. I'm sure there's a Canadian version of TurboTax.
I think we use TurboTax as well, but there are other software.
It cost me $40. I filed my taxes. It took me 20 minutes, including swearing. I pressed send. And there is a thing I double checked for excess income, and you could literally type in what it is.
Man, I might get that next year if I can avoid giving H&R Block $400 fucking dollars.
It might cost you with state, because again, I don't play space state or local. It cost me $40. It might cost you $70.
Yeah, but if it's less than $400, I'll fucking take it. You know?
Yeah. You're literally paying for the human brain attached to the whole thing.
That's the thing too. It's not. It doesn't even bug my dyscalculia much because just selecting things, you know.
And I'm gonna be honest, that is okay. Look, you're paying for somebody's time, but Bo barely counts as a small business.
Right.
Personal taxes are something that can be done in most veteran accountants can do that shit in an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, because because the confusing part is the social media earnings is the confusing part, you know?
Right, but like literally, for example, one of the things I saw was, okay, are there any sources that aren't currently listed here?
Yeah, because like what you would actually enter for like say because when I started earning from social media, like the year I did, it was easy enough to figure out how to do it, right? But the problem is like the stuff I earn off Twitter. Because that was like that, what I'm supposed to like the tax code for that was literally not listed.
Right, and that's one thing. This has a search feature, so it's like, okay, what is this? Because my wife gets a Social Security payment for reasons. Yeah. And it's like, okay, where do I enter this? So I just typed in 1099, SSA 1099. Okay, cool. I didn't even know what it was. Literally, it's on the form. And it says, oh, you'll enter this here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm going to pick that up. Because, fun fact, guys. Did you know H&R Block lobbies the government to make tax code borderline impenetrable, so you have to pay them?
Yes.
Yeah. I bet you. I know. I figured you did see that. It's everyone else. Yeah.
Remember,
Ash told me.
I spent 22 years having taxes pay my paycheck so that I could pay taxes.
Yep.
And I am still majorly butthurt from that. Almost 40 years later.
I mean, hey, man, listen. All I'm saying, taxation is theft.
Ammo crate.
Yep. Beat him up.
Let's give you a Glaswegian smile.
I still love the background lore you came up for Hamish. He's a descendant of the. He's a surviving descendant of the Tanith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In lore, his knife is a heirloom.
Great silver.
It's a Tanith straight silver. Yeah. He got the idea for the character from Ayatani's Vial.
Who's technically
nice.
not Tanith.
I bet she had some Tanith in her.
It's a mixture of Ayatani's Vial and the Doc. Who, if memory serves, was probably using Sacra sometimes in place of alcohol because they were out.
I can't remember his name. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me?
You talking about the medic, the old one?
Yeah.
I literally just heard I've been alternating books between Gaunt's Ghost and Caiaphas Cain, which, if you think that's not confusing when you forget which one you were listening to, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to listen to Cain.
Yeah.
Oh, you got my rifle, lad.
Yeah, say, okay, I'm going to listen to Gaunt's Ghosts, and then the Tau opened fire. Excuse me, what?
What?
Tolan Dorden.
Yes. That's it, yeah. I love Dorden. Great character.
Yeah, and again, don't get me wrong. I will say it a million times, I will listen to just about anything Toby Longworth narrates.
Yeah.
Because the man is a master with doing accents and voices.
Yeah, I still can't get over the fact that, they have the Gaunt Ghosts novel that takes place on Fantine, and I get used to the Fantine people as being very
New Yorkers.
Very American.
The New Yorkers. Yeah.
And then explaining how to use the fucking jetpacks and freaking out fucking Larkin.
Oh god, I know where you're going with this.
And both are you absolutely have to read Double Anal immediately after.
Double Eagle! Double Eagle!
I'm okay, fine. I'll read Double Anal and
Eagle!
I get to it.
Jesus, you're killing me, Smalls.
Bitch.
I get to it and it's Oh, we are flying aces.
All right. Okay.
Aces.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Tweet.
Okay. So the explanation for that. Okay. So what Ash is talking about, the Gaunt's Ghost series, they didn't start doing audiobooks until like the last 2 books, right? And then from there
they went back.
Yeah, so if you're reading Gaunt's Ghost, you get to the last 2 books, and then all of a sudden it's not Toby Longworth. That's why. But basically, what happened was like sometime after that, because that was like some of the earliest like audiobooks they did was the Gaunt's Ghost, those last 2 Gaunt's Ghost books, and then basically they started going back and doing the rest. And when they did that, they basically kind of assigned Toby Longworth to be Dan Abnett's designated audiobook reader, but the thing is the book, so in the order of events, Guns of Tanith is where you first meet the Fantine Air Corps, and then Double Eagle happens like 2 books later.
Double Eagle.
Shut up! It happens 2 books later. But what happened was with the publishing history is that they did a reprint of Double Eagle, don't say it, and that they did a reprint of the book.
And what, balls?
They did a reprint of the book when they did the new version of Aeronautica Imperialis that got released. And with that, they also did the first release of the audiobook, and where they had got Toby Longworth to read the book. And when Toby Longworth did the audiobook for Double Eagle, when shut up, when he did the audiobook for that, because he did that one before Straight Silver, he gave the Fantine Air Corps British accents, right? It's probably because it's very clear that Dan Abnett was basing this on the Blitz, which was England. Now, what ended up happening is when they ended up going back and starting to do the audiobooks for Gaunt's Ghosts from book 1 up to the last 2 books. And when they got to Guns of Tanith, he decided apparently this time around he was going to give the Fantine Air Corps the most obvious New Yorker accents ever. The New Yorkers from New York this time around. So you'll have the leader of the Fantine, Bree Jagdia, speaking in like a New Yorker accent, and then you'll go to Double Eagle. Shut up! You'll go to Double Eagle, and suddenly she's British, and it's kind of jarring, actually.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What? Did you say that again?
I hope you step on a Lego.
No, literally, I've got a double anal in there, so I'm literally gonna mix
okay, you know what, on that note, it's been almost 3 hours. We're ending the stream, everyone. Thank y'all for coming. I'll be back tomorrow playing MechWarrior 5 again. I hope you
double anal.
You're a bitch. I hope you had a fun time watching and enjoying
the first twice as quadro anal,
and
which is the character in Macross, isn't he?
Okay, we're ending the stream. Bye, guys.
Later.